Hi, James Lynch, KIRO Newsradio.
A strike is looming at SeaTac Airport, where 150 aircraft fuelers have voted to walk out if they don't get a new contract. The company they work for, Swissport, says it has a contingency plan, but the Teamsters Union spokesperson Jamie Fleming tells KIRO 7 TV.
I don't think it's possible for Swissport to avoid disruptions at the airport if their entire 150-person workforce does not show up to work.
Another round of talks is set for tomorrow. If you're heading to the airport, you now need real ID to fly domestically. If you don't have your enhanced driver's license, you can use federal ID like this man at SeaTac today.
Got my passport, got my merchant marine ID, all that stuff.
If you don't have federal ID either, you can still fly. You'll just have to undergo more security screening. Bellevue police are cracking down on speeders after issuing nearly 1,000 speeding tickets in the first quarter of this year. That's 163% more than the same time period last year. Officer Drew Anderson.
The faster your car is going, the longer it takes for you to stop, and it is increasing the risk of danger to the public.
He says the department is conducting emphasis patrols every weekend this month to catch speeders. After 2 straight losses, the Seattle Mariners bounced back in Sacramento with a big win over the Athletics. M's catcher Cal Raleigh stepping up to the plate in the 9th with the bases loaded. The M's down by 1 run.
3-1 pitch on the way to Cal. Swinging a line drive, base hit. Down the right field line. Polanco will score. Julio rounding third, being waved in. He'll score.
The M's went on to win it 5-3. The next game starts in just about half an hour. You can listen to that on 710 Seattle Sports. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing showers today with highs near 60. It's 61 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, happy Conclave Day.
Happy Conclave Day.
Everybody's
I didn't get you
talking about
anything.
it. You didn't give me anything?
I didn't. I'm so sorry.
I wore in my Cardinal Reds.
I know, you look beautiful.
Ready to go?
I stopped in the grocery store trying to find your Conclave card. It was empty. The rack was empty.
Yeah. People are going nuts for it. I'm watching right now, along with about 100,000 other people. I have on a separate screen. Maybe I can pull audio of this up. There is a live shot of the Sistine Chapel chimney, which is billowing black smoke, which means that they did vote. There was a round of voting.
Yep.
First round, always the most exciting. First round of voting. Rarely do they find a new pope. There's never a first round draft pick with the popes. Here, I'm going to pull some audio up here. Let's see if we can hear it. What you're hearing is the wind rustling over Sistine Chapel rooftop. They literally have a live cam. Have you guys ever watched those live cams of like the eagles and the baby eagles, the eggs?
You bet.
Or you can watch the live cam of us on the Jake and Spike Show.
Oh, there you go. Look, and we'll make some smoke for you.
Which people love, yeah.
Look at the crowd filling out of Vatican Square.
There's a ton of people there.
Wow.
There's hundreds of thousands of people watching globally.
Millions.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Way more than hundreds of
Millions.
thousands. That doesn't make sense. Let's hear how CBS is covering Conclave today.
So they sit the whole time? They don't stand up and
most of them will tell you that while that's going on, they're sitting reading their breviary. That's a book of prayers that clergy have, or praying a rosary, or doing. The one thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram, because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging it if you're going to go through a long period of time with no electronic device.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
right.
CBS saying that the cardinals in the Sistine Chapel, who are in conclave right now, are raw dogging the conclave.
Wait a minute. Has that crossed over?
That's CBS. No, it has not.
The vernacular Rubicon of that's going to be used everywhere now for all things?
It has for things like flights. Young people can mention it on flights because it's become a thing. But I don't know if it applies to conclave. I feel like
that just felt wrong.
It did feel wrong. Yeah.
Apparently, the Cardinals are going to hold their hands onto the casket of the late pontiff, and whoever can hold on to the casket longest, the last one touching the casket, will be named the new pope.
That'd be wild.
I mean,
we don't know. We're not in the room. We don't know if that's. No, I'm sure that's.
I'm sure that's not part. That's a much more decorum and respectful way.
No, of course, of course.
I can't even.
Can you believe that? That's CBS. Wow. This is like moments ago on CBS describing how they're gonna.
Wow.
Raw dog.
How they're eschewing technology.
Yeah.
Can we use that?
Yeah.
A more traditional, time-honored method.
They were
of talking and prayer.
I feel like the setup was good.
Setup was great.
They've got their book that they're going to be reading. It's got all their hymns and all those different things that they might be.
I thought it was going to say they had bios and resumes from various cardinals.
Sure, it's like a draft room.
Let's look at his stats.
Absolutely, yeah.
Check
this guy out.
Solid
from
knees.
South Africa.
Look at him genuflect. Look at that motion.
Absolutely. But
wow.
No,
wow.
I guess, you know what? They're trying to young their coverage up. They're trying to attract a younger audience.
Is that what they're doing?
I have no
idea. Are they appealing to a younger demographic?
I suppose.
Got to bring the kids in.
I suppose that's what CBS might be doing. But there are a lot of people watching, so we'll keep watching that smoke as it's still pouring out. It looks like it's starting to I think they've burned. And the reason the smoke is black, for people who don't know, most people do, but for those who don't.
Those late to the conclave.
Those late to the conclave
right.
who don't know this, they burn all the ballots. It's a secret ballot. They burn all the ballots once they count them. They need 89. They need 2/3 of the majority of the folks in there to agree on one name. They didn't get it, and so they burn all the ballots. And when they do, they put in a specific,
a chemical powder that they put in
so that it then rises and it's black and it signals to the world that they don't yet have a pope. And if it comes out white, then that's the new pope.
Pope and fresh.
Pope, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I found these things at Walmart, like this chemical stuff you can add to bonfires.
Oh, cool.
And turn it like red, green, purple. I just feel like they should spice it up, Black and white.
The Catholic Church is about tradition. I don't know if you spend a lot of time
Cardinal
in the Catholic
red.
Church. They do a little
Cardinal red. Yeah, well, that's not a bad idea.
Red smoke and then white smoke would be a little bit more. Have a little more flair.
I don't want to be biased here, I don't want them just to be advertising to an American audience, but could they do a red, white, and blue? Like a Seafair situation?
Only if Trump is elected.
Could they do a Seafair type thing where
if
they
smoke
get
comes out red, white, and blue. Trump is our next pope.
Pope Donald.
You're gonna love it. It's going to be the best.
The Catholic Church loves flair. That's all I'm saying.
They do. They love it. Well, we're going to keep watching it. We have a lot of Catholic folks in our audience, so we're going to watch it for you. If you're not already watching it, we'll let you know what's going on. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. People are freaking out about Real ID, which we will get to in a moment. Other freakouts that happened today. Spike, I hate to mention this. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
okay.
Spike,
I deserve this.
Tell the audience what your morning was like.
I deserve this. Well, I had had a pretty smooth morning. Got to work a few minutes early. Felt pretty good about it. Got to my desk, and realized that I don't want to say I was going to raw. I can't say it.
Yep.
I was going to enter the show without technology.
Yes.
I left my phone at home to quit beating around the bush on this thing. And I'm thinking to myself,
you looked despondent. When I first saw you, you sat down at your desk because you had already realized
that exasperation of.
I thought somebody died. Honestly, when you sat down, I went, "Oh my gosh, I said, "Are you okay? What's wrong?
How's your daughter's marriage? Is it already 72 hours in?
She's a week in almost."
No, I didn't realize I'd forgotten my phone, and I'm thinking, okay. And it's so many things in today's life, my life, everybody's day is integrated. I've got various people that I have to contact today. I've got appointments that I have to make and returns I have to do, prescriptions I got to schedule, all these things you do on a daily basis.
These things.
And I'm thinking, and you're like, well, you'll be fine.
Various social media sites you have to scroll.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And, I've got to let my wife know that I'm incommunicado, right? Yeah. If she needs something, so should an emergency happen. Right, but I'm saying, okay, well, I'll go on to Facebook and I'll just instant message or I'll message my wife through Facebook. Right, I say, how can I build a bridge, a way to get to my wife and let her know that I'm unavailable. I don't have my phone.
A mesh network you're building. Yeah.
Okay, so I try to log into Facebook here at work, and it says, okay, we've sent an access code to your phone to allow you access to your Facebook account on your work computer. I'm like, well, okay, that's not going to work.
If only there was some way of getting in touch with somebody that not through social media. I feel like if they had such a thing, it would be convenient if you could hold it up to your face. Do we have any of those in the building anymore, Spike? You know what I'm talking about?
The Dick Tracy two-way wrist TV, that kind of thing?
It is a two-way device,
device, yeah. It's this. It's my phone.
Not your phone.
the one that's anchored to my desk?
The one anchored to your desk.
With a cord and buttons?
Yes.
My wife will never pick up a number she doesn't recognize and does not yet know because since I never use it, she wouldn't answer it.
Honest question.
Yeah.
Do you even know how to dial that phone to get out of the building?
Of course I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you dial 9?
Yes.
Okay. You do not know how to get out of the building.
Do you not have to dial 9?
You do not. So this would just be a confused call.
It would be. Well, okay.
But you've never used it. You've
I
never
haven't
had to
used
use
it because I've got this thing attached to my body, like physically attached to my body. Do they sell like a phone case with a handcuff on it? You know how the old secret agents or somebody carrying the nuclear football?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a handcuff from the handle of the case to the wrist of the agent.
You just gave up $1 million.
It's $1 million idea, right?
Yeah, that's the pet rock.
There it is.
You just came up with a pet rock.
Gave it to the city because I love this city.
Because you love them so much.
I love them.
So you couldn't do it. I said, do you want to just try the show without your phone? You
and
said,
I started physically shaking
and sweating.
It was horrible.
So what'd you do?
I got in my car and drove home.
You left. You left.
You guys figure out the show. I'll be back by noon. I said.
I hope I'll be back.
If not, start without me.
If not, start without me. But I need
Keep throwing it to me, and the empty chair will be a testament to my inability to plan.
You know what? I don't actually think it's as bad as it sounds. People are really addicted to these things. They're really addicting. You see them sitting there, and the screen is black, and you just you reach out, just going to touch it just to see if anything's popped up on my phone.
Does anybody need me or love me right now?
Do I have a message from my wife? Oh, good. No, I didn't miss her. Good. She didn't text me back or send anything nice to me. That's nice. But you got your phone. You're feeling good.
I got my phone. I'm reconnected to my world.
Good for you.
And my family, because they need me all the time. I'm so needed.
You said to me, I wrote this down because I thought it was funny. I said, you forgot your phone, blah, blah, blah. And you said, I'd rather be naked than not have my phone.
I would. I'd rather forgot to put pants on.
And I said, Spike, go get your phone because I do not want you naked in here during the show. All right. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Real ID is upon us for people who are wondering about it. If you're worried about it, you should be. It's a big deal, and you should be frightened. Let's see here. Deadline is today. You got to have it.
Today's the day.
Department of Licensing, you got to have it. It's multiple hour waits all around the Puget Sound. People don't know what to do. I feel like these are all just procrastinators. People who are all just waiting to the last second. Do you have sympathy for people? Listen to this person. Anthony Williams talked to KIRO 7 News. And he says, I'm no, this is Shane. Shane something. I can't pronounce the last name. He says, I'm nervous. He's waiting in line. The KIRO 7 caught up with some folks waiting in line at the DOL. I'm nervous. I have to fly Friday. He's hoping he's going to get it in the next 2 days. Good luck, Shane. Good luck. Good luck. Is he going to be able to get it in 2 days? I don't know.
Yes.
I imagine if he waits 5 hours at a place.
If he goes now, bring a sleeping bag, sit on the sidewalk, wait for tomorrow.
Be the first person there.
First person there. And I was listening this morning. Angela Poe Russell visited a licensing location in our state just this week, but had an appointment, so it was easy in, easy out.
Make an appointment.
But the line was stretched around the block prior to opening of the location.
There you go.
And we've said this before. Sully gave us this little gold nugget: is to find a remote location. Go to the Washington Department of Licensing website. Bring up locations. Find out what a nice day trip looks like for you.
Yeah, get yourself up to Smoky Point.
Which county you want to go to? You want to pop over toward Leavenworth, go over there in Douglas County, Chelan County?
100.
That's
my new way of saying 100%.
Beautiful, 100.
Cooler way, 100.
And get there and make a day of it. But you'll have it. You can have it today.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Is it going to be without effort? No.
No.
Is it going to take you a little time? Yeah. Are you going to enjoy your drive? Make a day of it?
You bet you are.
Absolutely.
In this state, yes.
But people freaking out like it's the end of the world. Feels overblown. Feels like people are overdoing it. A little peek behind the curtain. I asked Laura for some scream sounds. This is how efficient Laura is and how great she does work here. I said, can you give me a sound of a woman screaming? She gave me 4 different options. She gave me woman, so I'm going to run them through here with you.
Awesome,
They're fun.
Beautiful.
When we're talking about Real ID, just because we thought it'd be funny to add a drop to it. And so I don't know how long this took you, Laura. How long does this take you to put this?
Like a minute and a half.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is a woman screaming. This is one of our options. Sounds like you.
I labeled this woman singular.
Yeah, woman
screaming. Woman singular falling.
Man screaming. Jeez, that's loud.
That's the man who forgot his phone.
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's the sound Spike made when he arrived in his parking spot. Actually, we have audio of Spike arriving in his parking spot at work. It's all mic'd up. We mic up everything here. And Spike realizing he doesn't have his phone.
That's me sitting in a hot seat with a bathing suit on.
What is a Wilhelm scream, Laura? What is this?
This is the classic scream that they use in movies over and over and over, and you
This
can
is
hear
used?
it. Yeah.
Okay. And then this is the director giving notes on the scream to the voice
Just
actor?
for fun, the full original recording. Apparently, the Wilhelm scream was supposed to be a man getting attacked by an alligator.
Here we go.
A man getting bit by an alligator and he screams. Okay, quiet. Hey, quiet. Stood out towards me. Okay, right.
Small alligator.
The first one you did up here was much better.
Oh!
No, not an owl. A real scream of pain.
Cinema gold.
Could we bring in an actual alligator to bite this man and get a more realistic scream?
But you'll hear this scream in like many movie fights
From the 1950s
like
and 60s?
up to today.
Really?
Yeah, movies today still use it.
I'm going to take a guess and
Star
say
Wars.
that guy's never been bitten by an alligator. Yeah, I wouldn't scream like that. All right. Fugitive coverage, day 3. The guy's still on the loose. Can you believe that? There was a convicted felon. This is a story we've been covering for everybody for a while now. Convicted felon Cedric Stevenson. He escaped from bounty hunters at SeaTac. He was on his way
back to Kentucky.
He had
Bowling
a bunch
Green.
of warrants out. Bowling Green, Kentucky. He'd been arrested. He's charged with multiple things. I think there were some handgun charges. I think there was an assault charge against a police officer, I believe. And but they're still looking for him. Authorities would like to find him. Call 911 if you've seen him. And it reminded us of this theme. He was being transported through SeaTac. He was still shackled. I don't know how he figured this out. But he got out somehow, and he ran his way to the light rail.
Yeah. Video shows him of a still photographs, actually, that we've posted on mynorthwest.com. He's handcuffed during earlier portions of his transportation.
Sure.
And was he shackled at his feet? Well, I don't know that he was.
It says shackled.
Shackled,
It says
okay.
despite being shackled.
Wow.
I don't know how he did it.
I don't either.
He's a Houdini. He's clearly a Houdini. He's an escape artist. He's escaped, I believe, multiple times.
He has. One of the pending charges is escape.
Unbelievable. I don't know how you're going to find this guy. If I were him, because I would shave my head. I would shave my head and I would start wearing hats. First thing I would do.
You know, remember the movie The Fugitive, not the TV show. The TV show is David Jansen. That's how old I am.
Sure. So you recognize this theme?
I recognize this theme, of course. And then, of course, Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Was
Dr. Richard
Gimble. And Tommy Lee Jones as the consummate U.S. Marshal. First thing Richard Gimble did? Dye his hair, cut his hair, dye his hair, change his look, right?
Also, they start him out. It's quite obvious what's going to happen in the movie because they start Richard Kimball out, and Harrison Ford's like a handsome man.
Mhm.
There's no way that guy's growing out like a giant bushy beard, but he has a giant bushy beard. He's supposed to be some world-renowned surgeon with a giant bushy beard.
Right. You imagine a surgeon with a beard net. You ever see a guy at a restaurant with a beard net on?
Exactly.
Right. Would you walk in and your surgeon had a beard net on?
Would you cover up that mug? No. And then he's, obviously he shaves his head and he looks like Harrison Ford. But that's what I would do if I were this guy.
Dangerous criminal, by the way.
Dangerous.
Please do not approach this guy.
Yeah, don't approach this guy. All right. We have so much stuff to get to. There is a bit of audio that I'm going to play for you next. Spike hasn't heard it yet, but it's pretty great. Somebody put this video out to, and basically what I think this is, Laura, this is somebody who is excited about how much Redmond has been transformed. Is that right? Is that what this video basically is?
Yeah. So she's the founder and CEO of a directory called The Intentionalist.
For intentional spending.
Yes.
And she put out a
How'd
rap.
my wife not get this job?
She put out a rap video, and it's like talking about how awesome the new Redmond is now that they have light rail. And it is, I'll let you be the judge. I had a very specific reaction to it. But Spike, I'm going to play it for you next.
Okay.
And there is a video component to it as well. And it's a rap. And she's not a young lady. And I don't believe she's ever rapped before. Much like that guy with the alligator. I don't believe she's ever been bit by an alligator. I don't think she's ever rapped before.
Okay.
So we're going to play it next. They put it out. Fair game. We can play it because they put it out. Stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss it. It has. Do you guys remember a campaign in our state that was Wash Your Handsington? Do you remember that?
No.
Really?
No. Well, was this COVID area?
Oh, yeah. No, this is like. I want to say 2015.
Oh, okay.
14 maybe.
Wash your handsington?
Wow, so you're trying to get people to wash your hands. I don't know why that was the thing.
Then Soapington didn't come up was an option?
Wash your handsington, because it's a state name.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
You get it? We'll play this light rail rap when we come back. Do something funny that you can share with your friends. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
The John Curley Show.
When I was shooting at a squirrel, I was like 10 years old. I traded out. It was a high 8 film that got confused with my mom and dad's high 8 films from Singapore. And it had a woman undressing. So it was like a nudie film. I didn't even think like I was going to miss. And it went right past the squirrel. Yeah. And it hit my neighbor's a great big picture window. He got me dead to rights.
John Curley, weekdays 3 to 7 on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hi, Spike O'Neill for Integrity Roofing and Construction. Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity, your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, is ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers a complete in-house construction and design division for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service. On-site project management makes every job easy, every process easy. Beat the summer rush. Call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF. Or find them online for a free estimate at integrityrc.com, integrityrc.com.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimers.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign. And so I saw the accident coming and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
At Kia of Everett, we make the process of buying your new Kia as exciting as driving it home. The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. Black smoke has emerged from the Sistine Chapel, signaling Catholic cardinals have not selected a pope in their first round of voting.
Etego Albertus Cardinalis Paterbendige Don Spondeo Voveo Acuro.
Earlier, they took a vow of secrecy before starting the 800-year-old selection tradition. The conclave will continue until cardinals select a new pontiff. We're learning that pro-Palestinian protesters who barricaded themselves at a University of Washington engineering building, they did about $1 million worth of damage, according to KIRO 7 TV. More than 30 people were arrested, 4 appeared in court yesterday, and more are expected to face a judge today. Today is the deadline to have Real ID to fly domestically in the U.S. If you have not had your enhanced Washington driver's license, you'll have to undergo lengthy screening at the airport. Sophia told KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey she put off getting it to the last minute.
3 months. I'm joking.
Mom says that's not true.
I don't know.
Were you at the DMV yesterday?
I was. That's when we got it. Yeah.
So you're all set?
Yes, we are all set. Yeah.
You can also use federal ID like a passport. Real ID is supposed to make air travel safer. If you're heading into Canada at Blaine, be prepared for an extra customs checkpoint.
The extra checkpoint was up last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, according to Global News. In some cases, Border Patrol officers reportedly opened people's car doors and looked through their vehicles and trunks.
I'm not bringing anything back that's illegal, so they're not going to find anything. It would just, delay my trip home.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection says it routinely conducts inspections on outbound traffic, which it says are vital in catching fugitives and seizing contraband. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Analysts say it's unclear what the impact of the Trump tariffs and the ensuing trade war will have on the economy. And today, the Federal Reserve met and decided to leave interest rates the same, given the uncertainty of the economic outlook. Even so, Fed Chair Jerome Powell says,
despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near maximum employment.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 140 points, NASDAQ down 100. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk in Seattle, one lane is still blocked by a crash on I-5 northbound at South Alborough Place. You're backed up along Boeing Field. Travel time Federal Way to Seattle, 29 minutes, about 5 longer than usual. A crash is partially blocking the I-5 northbound off-ramp to the West Seattle Bridge, a slight backup right there. On the Mukilteo-Clinton ferry route, be aware that boats are running about 20 minutes behind schedule. Traffic brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin and Med Spa in Bellevue, ProSculpt.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing showers today with highs near 60. It's 61 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, you ride a light rail a lot?
I've been once.
You've been once.
Once. But I had an incredibly positive experience.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to do it again.
There you go.
I've still got a few months left this summer to try to get my bike onto the light rail, bring it into the station, and then bike to the station to get home.
To fulfill our bet, because I wrote in a secret ballot. I
How many
wrote down-
times I would do it this summer? I vowed to do it this summer.
Yeah.
I
So
vowed to keep a
came
car
up
off
with
the
a
road.
number,
Okay.
a pretty low one.
Okay.
And I said, Spike will not do it more than this.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I talk a big game, but when it comes to getting my body out on the street and getting rid of the convenience of my vehicle.
Well, we were
hard
talking
to
about it
do.
from a perspective because you were saying that it's really great to invest in that kind of infrastructure
It is,
because
and
it's so good for the climate.
Yeah, it's good for. You know me, I'm an earth lover. I'm an earth hugger.
Sure.
But I'm all talk when it comes to leaving my car at home.
Yeah, and I don't hug a ton of earth. So but I still love it.
Yeah, I
love
appreciate
it.
it, respect
I love it in a
it.
different way.
Yeah.
But Redmond is getting another light rail station. I guess two more are going to be
Yeah,
opening up
extensions.
on Saturday.
Yeah,
People are very excited about this. There's going to be one near downtown. There's also one near Marymore Park. So one of the things that's happening as a result, as you have seen, God, like the transformation of Linwood. Have you been downtown in Linwood recently and just looked at how different Linwood looks now versus what it looked like 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When you get off on like 196th?
Yep, you bet.
And you drive downtown and you just go, wow.
It's modern. It's utopia down there.
It's a lot
Ish.
better.
It's utopia-ish.
I was just saying, I wouldn't
It's
say.
utopish.
It's not like my personal utopia.
I miss the Black Angus restaurant that was there. I miss the big furniture
I
warehouse that
forgot
was there,
about
right?
Black Angus.
Growth is not without pain.
Free kids
right?
eat free on
Kids eat free on Sunday. Black
Sundays.
Angus, the greatest. Right?
We used to do that. That's like a family stop for us.
Sure. And now, though, where it sits there is a massive public transportation hub.
Yep.
With soon to be an extension beyond Linwood as this rail of the future makes its way all the way to Everett.
That's right. So here's what's fun about that. In Redmond, I didn't realize this because I've always thought of Redmond as a really nice area, like very expensive. There's a lot of really nice houses out there. There's a lot of tech in Redmond.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Microsoft
Yes.
campus.
You bet.
So I guess there are areas of Redmond that were kind of being left in the shadows and kind of forgotten and maybe not on the tech wave and not on the expensive wave.
Yeah.
They had started calling it Deadmond, and now it's breathed back to life. And because of the light rail, they say it's transformative. So we'll see about that. But
let's get to the fun part.
The fun part is, and this is going to be fun for you guys too, because if you're not watching the YouTube live, you should, because for the first time, we're going to try this. I hope this works, and I'm hoping to see that a lot of people sign on to YouTube live to watch this. Go to youtube.com and then look up the Jake and Spike Show. And if you do that, what you're going to find is our live show page where we can also play videos that Spike and I can watch as the audience watches it and hears it. So we're going to try that right now. So I want to give people like just 30 seconds if they want to jump on there. Go to youtube.com, the Jake and Spike Show. Just look that up in the search bar and you're going to find it and you're going to see us live. All right, Laura, you're going to have to pull this up for us. I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it, Spike? Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Pause this real fast, Laura.
It's a clear spring day.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate for this lady. God bless her. She's trying.
This is her moment.
This is her moment.
Unfortunate.
She's going to get famous. So this is Laura Cleese. She's the founder and CEO of Intentionalist, which is an online guide to intentional spending, apparently in the Redmond area. And she came up with a rap that a lot of people are viewing and seeing. And when you watch the video, it's tough to say if she's ever rapped before. That's easy to say. I don't think she's ever rapped before. And I would love your thoughts on it, Spike, but why don't we play it? We can watch it because you haven't seen this yet, Spike. So you and I are going to watch this together.
Yes.
And then we're going to let the audience watch it with us, and we can all enjoy it at the same time. All right, Laura, fire
To
away.
eat, drink, and shop. Link line 2, checking out the news stops. We're on the east side, take the light rail extension. Explore small businesses, the local dimension. R to the E, D, M-O-N-D.
Ouch.
Won't you spend like it matters with B? R to the E to the D, M-O-N-D. Experience Redmond and shop small with me. From Marymore Station to Redmond Town Center, support local shops as an intentional spender. Small businesses waiting the steps from the station. Experience Redmond, the perfect destination. R to the E, D, M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with B? R to the E to the D, M-O-N-D. Experience Redmond and shop small with me.
Noble. impassioned.
What's your thoughts on that? I have a thing that my body does when I see these things.
Your hips start to move, right? You start to sway a little bit. You got that. Your head starts to bob. That's what I'm feeling.
You know me so well.
That's what I'm feeling when
That's
R
what happens
to the
when I'm in the
R
club.
to the E to the D M O and D.
R to the E to the D M
O N D. Redmond. Shop intentional with me.
Intentional with me.
I like it.
Did AI write that? Do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
There's no I.
So
a lot of A in that, not a lot of I in that.
I feel she tried really hard.
Her heart is.
Her
so
heart's in the
yeah,
right
yeah.
place. Her heart's in the right place, but her key and her musical skills are not in the right place. It's tough to watch because I appreciate she tried. They tried something. You know what I mean? Like somebody put it out there and they tried it and they did it and she sat on a train and she repeated that line many, many times, wearing a hat side, just crooked just a little bit to the right.
Off-kilter hat, yeah. Very
Off-kilter hat.
genre friendly. Yeah.
Well, if you watch a lot of rap, there's a lot
Sure.
of hats facing sideways, apparently. Laura, is there any way we can jump back into that real fast?
No, because it's a 2-person operation.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's actually a hand crank involved.
Even you asking me to pause it, everyone panicked in the boardroom.
It's funny because there's
We're
like
very new to
7
this.
people. Is there a camera in that room right now that we can show the audience how many people it requires to play a YouTube video? I feel like we should work
We'd
on
have been
this,
better
guys.
off skipping.
Is there a camera we can show?
Not really. Not that it'll show. No.
There's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people in there to play
5
one YouTube
highly
video.
trained technicians.
Whoever said that radio was outdated? We're going to figure it out. It should be a push button thing that we just hit a button and they play it and it's easy to go. But I think she did a fair job. I don't know if it's going to be, I want to play you this audio real fast because you hadn't heard of this, Spike, but this is hilarious. This is years ago. This is what it reminded me of. The Washington State Department of Health put out a Wash Your Handsington campaign to try to get people to wash their hands. Apparently in 2013 when this video came out, 2012, I should say. People were not washing their hands correctly, I guess, or they weren't spending enough time sudsing up, and so they put this video out. I want to play it for you.
We love soap so much we scrub for fun. We are Wash Your Handsington. Yes, we are Wash Your Handsington.
Visit Wash Your Handsington, where people wash their hands, cover their cough, and get the flu vaccine.
Oh, it's a vaccine.
This is
All
the
right.
state of the evergreen and impeccable hygiene. We love it when our hands are clean.
Wash Your Handsingtonians are always friendly and germ-free. They love to give high fibers, not high fevers.
We cover our coughs, every single one. We are Wash Your Handsington. Yes, we are Wash Your Handsington.
Keep going.
Jeez. That's a long
What
video.
was her hands?
That's far too long. Yeah, wash your hands.
Ington. Oh my gosh. So this is the thing. That the nice lady from R to the E to the D M O and D.
Yeah.
Right. She probably shot that on her phone.
Probably did it herself.
You spent what, $3 putting that together. Wash Your Handsington was probably $75,000 promotional campaign.
This is a
to promote cleanliness and six-figure
video
right?
to
right?
wash your hands.
And did it miss the mark? I want to shove my hands up the backside of a pig just listening to that.
Oh, gross.
We made it. We made a better song when this happened.
Might have something. I hope you'll understand. Let's not do the dumb thing. Don't want to shake your hand.
You wrote this?
Yes.
In response to wash your hands?
Shake your hand. Now go and wash those hands.
Right?
Oh, please.
So much better. Yeah.
It makes you want to. Right?
You washed up in the
It's a lot better. I like it a lot better. They should have hired you. You would have done it for $100,000.
I did it for $500.
You could have. No. Don't
And I'd have taken all you at the lunch
Don't
at
tell
a
'em.
nice place.
Don't tell them it was only $500. No. When they're spending tax dollars, you
Yeah,
burn it
there
down
you
first.
go. First off, Redmond exploded long before line 2.
That's true.
Went to the east side.
Yeah.
Redmond, that downtown quarter of Redmond, and I get it. There's a nice piece in the paper today about the mayor of Redmond and the Times. Redmond has exploded.
Yep, it's
Microsoft brought the people there. The people who work at Microsoft needed a place to live, a nice place to live. Redmond was a sleepy little downtown, and now it is. Now it's a thriving little metropolis
with the light rail.
with humanity. The
It has been
infection that is
infected
humanity.
by humanity. All right.
Says Agent Smith.
We got a lot more coming up. It's a great song, by the way. I like this. Stick around. We're going to be right back. Tons of stuff to talk about. I want to throw something out there for the audience because I'm leaning into this pickleball tournament idea, Spike, that you and I were talking about the other day.
Good. I hope this wouldn't die.
I want to compete, and I want to compete against people in the audience. So I want you and I to figure this out live on the air, and we're going to figure it out with the audience, and we're going to get it set up.
Perfect.
All right, stick around. We're going to be right back.
Nearly everyone wants to grow old in their own home. Yet, according to research conducted by Stanford University, 70% of Americans will not achieve this goal, despite having done a lot of retirement planning. Now, why does this happen? Hi, I'm Rajiv Nagaich, an elder law attorney who's been studying this phenomena for the last 20 plus years. The problem isn't the planning that you do. The problem is what you haven't been told. That's why retirement becomes a nightmare. Now, if you're wondering what you haven't been told, come to one of my retirement seminars this month. I'll shine the spotlight in all the dark corners so you can retire with confidence.
Join the free seminar in Federal Way on May 13th, Tacoma on May 15th, or Bellevue on May 17th. Register at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com. Or call 253-838-3454.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade Event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
I've always been a super athletic guy, but after I turned 40, I noticed I was slowing down. Instead of hitting the gym after work, I spent my evenings on the couch with a bag of chips. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and when I did try to work out, I ran out of energy right away. One of my buddies suggested I book a free testosterone check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that low T doesn't just impact how guys perform in the bedroom. I worked with a provider to create my custom treatment plan, and today I'm feeling stronger than ever. Last week, I even set a new PR at the gym. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Every client we have will know that we see them as people, not criminals. Our clients will be heard. Our clients will be understood. They will be valued. They will be seen. Nobody should drink and drive. It's dangerous. We want to keep the streets safe. We want to keep our kids safe. The thing each of our clients gets to know from us is that they are not problem people. They're individuals who made a mistake.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist. DUIHeroes.com.
Welcome back to the show. All right, the other day, Spike and I were talking about pickleball. There was some really funny pickleball audio. There was a pretty scrappy, spicy pickleball match that happened between two professional teams and
pros.
Pro
pickleball.
We learned actually that pro pickleballers, on average, what was the number? Was it like
average about 70?
There were earners, 70 grand.
Earners in the millions.
Earners in the millions.
Top players earning in the millions.
Which is phenomenal. Yeah, pretty good money. But you and I got the idea. We were saying, hey, it'd be really fun because we're both pretty fit guys, and we've been athletic at times in our lives.
I was once athletic, yeah.
What was your sport?
Lacrosse and football.
Dude.
I dove in high school. I was a high school diver.
You can still get on the board.
I can get on the board. I put out a lot more water than I used to.
Do you feel like you can use some of your extra weight to actually become a better diver?
No.
Does it work that way? No, I didn't think so. No. But you can still do it.
Again, I displace more water than I used to, but that's about it.
What's cool though is that you surprise people.
They're
They're not expecting you to be so graceful.
I don't cannonball.
No.
Come on. I don't jackknife.
Can you flip into the water?
Sure.
That's sweet.
You bet.
That's pretty sweet. All right, so clearly this guy can move. He's in control of his body, just like a Chris Farley. You're surprised that he's such an athlete. Chris Farley was in the yeah, absolutely. So we were thinking it'd be really fun. You play pickleball. I have multiple pickleball sets for when people come over to the house and we want to.
I have a pickleball court literally 20 yards from my back fence.
There you go.
Our local little club there has
fastest growing sport in America. People are
they've
loving it.
restriped our tennis court to accommodate pickleball.
If you are good enough at it, you can make a lot of money doing it.
Turn pro.
It's a good way to keep active.
Yep.
So you and I were thinking. Also, we're really competitive. You and me are really competitive.
A little bit.
And so we thought it would be fun if we set up some sort of a tournament. And so what we need to figure out, and this is what we still need to figure out because I haven't figured this all out yet. We need to come up with some sort of a sign up so that if we have audience members, and then also, are we doing it for charity or are we just doing it for bragging rights? I feel like.
I think that's got to be for fun. I mean, if there's a way to benefit a local organization that could use some attention,
maybe we
let
do
alone some help.
Maybe we do one first for fun, and then we see what kind of response we get. And if it's just bonkers,
if it takes off, as pickleball has taken off. I mean, it's taking off.
Listen to this. I was reading this. It's crazy. Do you ever watch F1 racing?
I'm warming up to it.
Okay. If you want to get excited about F1 Formula One racing. Not NASCAR. NASCAR's cool too, but if you want to get excited about Formula One, watch Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Right.
It will get you into the spirit of the show or the spirit of the race because you get to know the drivers. It's like getting to know all the players in golf.
Right.
If you get to know their backstories and what they've done to get there and what they've achieved and all the hardships and stuff, it's unbelievable and it's so well put together. So Drive to Survive, I think there's 6 or 7 seasons. It's really, really good. It's a smash hit. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. Check it out.
I will.
Anyway, at a recent event, they had this Grand Prix in Miami, and one of their key features was a pickleball court because fans, they wanted what do we give fans to do when they're not watching racing, So they're playing pickleball. It's such a thing that people want to do. People are very excited. So anyway, we need to come up with, for our listeners, we need to come up with a way for them to participate as well. Should we just come up with a sign-up sheet that people can jump on? This is all we're just working all this out with you.
Can people send us, can we ask people to send us video of them playing pickleball?
To see how good they are?
So we know what we're getting into?
Yeah. If you have
that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And we had a little trouble last week. I was bemoaning pickleball as a sport. I called it fat tennis.
It's not fat tennis.
I've retracted that. I've had my eyes opened to the wonders of pickleball, the value of pickleball to a body and a community.
Here's what I think people should do. Send us like a short little thing of you as a competitor. If you are interested, because we're going to start compiling a list. We have the text line. We have the YouTube chat line. We're going to start compiling a list. You can hit us up at 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-5476. If you are interested in participating in the aforementioned tournament.
Yeah, but just play us.
Let us know.
Amateurs only? Can we insist?
No.
At least to start with?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you kidding?
If you're a pro pickleballer, bring it on, I guess.
Listen, I'm bringing my own racket. I'm ready to go.
All right, I'll work on my game. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to work. My wife will love this.
I'm going to get my knees
go to work on my game.
Stretched out. We're going to set this up. It's going to be a lot of fun. People are going to love it. And you and I will obviously be on a team. It'd be like, I don't think they would call that mixed doubles.
No. Generationally mixed doubles.
Generationally mixed
there
doubles.
It is. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. I'll wear my ankle-length pickleball uniform, which is common of the day.
Sure.
A bowler.
There you go.
An ankle-length pickleball uniform.
I didn't even know that was a thing. It'll be fun. All right, we're gonna get that set up, get those in, and we'll follow up with you. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got protesters at UW that caused a bunch of damage. Spike thinks that he can go in and fix the damage for less. We'll see if that's even possible.
I want to bid the job. I want to bid this job.
Also, speed camps. You see all these speed camps you're trying to add?
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably have a disagreement about that. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Well, here in our region, it's really common for homes to have damaged insulation or even no insulation at all in their crawl space or attic. Well, in the winter, that'll make your home cold and drafty. And in the summer months, it can turn your home into an oven. It's Mike Salk here, and utility companies have special incentives right now to help with the cost of having your home properly insulated, including a once-in-a-lifetime rebate from Puget Sound Energy. So if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yes, they will cover up to 95% of the cost. And if you're anything like me, you love the idea of somebody else paying to improve your home, add value to it, and save you money along the way. How good does that sound? Don't wait. Call Crawl Pros to learn what's going on behind that crawl space and attic hatch for free, and then what energy rebates you're eligible for. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
With a procedure as new as stem cell therapy, it's natural to wonder, okay, if it worked on my shoulder, maybe it'll work on my knee too.
The first one I had done was the rotator cuff.
And for Leslie, who's been a patient of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, the answer is absolutely.
Going up and down stairs was like, oh, I can't do this. So I went to see Dr. Wagner. He said, well, you have a torn meniscus. He says, I think the best way to fix this is stem cells. So I said, of course, because it worked on my shoulder so well. I thought, well, let's do my knee. Within a day, I was pain-free and walking again. I feel like my body is regenerating itself through my own stem cells.
Which is why it's called Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because surgery is not involved.
Everybody down at Dr. Wagner's office couldn't have been nicer.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, or a shoulder and a hip and a knee, before choosing surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
Need a new roof but not in the budget? A new roof doesn't have to break the bank. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Right now, State Roofing and Exteriors is offering 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's 2 years with no payments while getting the protection your home deserves. But this offer won't last forever. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to get on our summer schedule now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Black smoke has signaled cardinals sequestered in the Sistine Chapel have failed in their first vote to select a new pope. Millions are waiting for word.
Trusting in the Holy Spirit to do what God wants the church to do.
CBS News papal contributor Anthony Figueredo.
The last two pontiffs were elected on the second day. That makes tomorrow even more important. There's going to be a lot of prayer, a lot of maneuvering this evening in order to suss out those top candidates, the leaders in this conclave.
Reporter Delia Gallagher.
The thinking is they might be trying to go back towards somebody who is going to unify. We heard that word also from Cardinal Ray today in the Mass this morning.
The Federal Reserve is leaving a key interest rate unchanged. Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
Despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near maximum employment.
China confirmed today that it will sit down with U.S. negotiators this weekend in Switzerland to discuss the trade war. Tariff worries are real for many Americans, as Jim Krasula reports.
Trump administration tariffs and the trade war between the U.S. and China are prompting many people to start their Christmas shopping, especially for toys. This North Carolina woman is on the lookout for her granddaughter.
I cannot risk that there'll be no presents or dolls for her under the tree. So I am going out there and I am purchasing her Christmas gifts now.
Toy maker Mattel is already warning it will have to raise prices on some products to offset higher costs related to President Donald Trump's tariffs. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
Another worry for Americans. Today was the deadline to have your real ID. It's been a long time coming, but there hasn't been much urgency over the last years. Allison Keyes reports.
At Philadelphia International Airport, this traveler is annoyed by the whole real ID thing.
I wish that they made it a bit more mandatory.
She says she renewed her ID last year and employees asked her if she wanted to make it a real ID.
And they said, oh, you won't really need it.
So she didn't get it.
Now it's kind of frustrating because I had to jump through a lot of hoops.
The TSA warns those without real ID compliant IDs to show up early and expect extra screening. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
3 former Memphis police officers were acquitted of state charges today in the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop. They have been convicted on federal charges and still face the prospect of years in prison. On Wall Street at the closing bell, investors have been following the Fed's decision. The Dow finished off 284 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A strike looming at SeaTac Airport. That's one of the stories coming up. At first, from the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk. In Seattle, the crash has been cleared from I-5 northbound at South Alborough Place. You're backed up about halfway down Boeing Field. Travel time Federal Way to Seattle, 27 minutes, still about 5 longer than usual for this time of day. And a crash is partially blocking the I-5 northbound off-ramp to the West Seattle Bridge, a slight backup there. Traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors, with a commitment that has earned over 100 reviews with a 4.9-star average rating. Lake Washington Windows and Doors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. After a major crackdown, hundreds of child sex traffickers have been arrested across the U.S. Seattle FBI Special Agent in charge, Mike Harrington.
We had 205 child sex abuse offenders arrested nationwide and rescue 115 different child victims during that time.
That includes 7 in Western Washington. Nationwide, 115 children were rescued. Charges have now been filed against a motorcycle rider who's accused in a hit-and-run crash that killed a 57-year-old woman and injured her husband in South Seattle last month. Prosecutors say Tyler Shane O'Brien faces counts of vehicular homicide, vehicular assault, and hit-and-run. He's due in court May 19th. If you feel the need for speed, stay out of Bellevue.
During the first quarter of last year, Bellevue police issued 380 speeding tickets. This year, that number is 998. Now, traffic officers will conduct emphasis patrols every weekend beginning this Friday. Here's Bellevue PD's Drew Anderson.
If you are choosing to speed in our community, drive recklessly, or even use a modified muffler that is creating a lot of noise, we will be holding you accountable.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Today is the day you are supposed to have your real ID, your enhanced Washington State driver's license to fly in the U.S. Doug is at SeaTac and does not have his.
My heart is pounding. I'm freaking out a little bit.
If you don't have real ID, you can use your passport or other accepted federal identification. Don't have either? Then you will undergo some lengthy screening. Just before the busy travel season, a strike is looming at SeaTac Airport. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss has more.
Tuesday, Teamsters voted in support of a strike. The fuelers service about 70% of planes at SEA and work for Swissport.
This job is not only dangerous, it's grueling.
Jamie Fleming with Teamsters Local 174 says the fuelers' previous contract with Swissport expired a few days ago. They've been negotiating for the past 2 months, but talks have stalled. Many fuelers make little more than minimum wage. They're asking for better pay and improved working conditions.
Another round of talks is set for tomorrow. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing showers today with highs around 60. It's 62 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday. It's not sunny out there, but that's all right. I got burnt last couple of days. Been outside a lot of kids
enjoying the weather,
sporting
enjoying the
events.
sun, you bet, yeah.
Just frying. I'm not made for the sun.
Oh, you are? Look at this. I didn't realize this.
Look at that.
You got me, yeah, you got some sun. You got first of the year sun.
First of the year
You bet,
sun.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Next week will be better. Get a nice
I don't know,
golden brown.
No, I don't get golden brown.
No?
My body just sheds into different versions of bright white.
Do you go farmer tan? You always go full farmer tan? Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Should I show the audience my farmer tan?
It's a thing of beauty.
Pretty gross. My wife loves it. You don't have to worry about skin cancer on me because I never see the sun. It's dangerous. Skin cancer.
I've had about.
Yeah. Oh, you've had it?
Oh yeah, I've had about. I was raised on a beach, man.
Oh, that's right. You were raised in the sun.
I got sunspots everywhere.
I was raised in shadow.
I'm looking like a cheetah. All the sunspots on me.
Do you get a thing? Do you check it every year?
Oh yeah. I got a nice scar on my back where they had to take out something they were worried about.
You got to get to your dermatologist.
I do.
Check those things out.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. You bet. At this stage of my life,
it's a fun thing too.
When an eyelash falls out, I worry. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. You got to watch those eyelashes. You can take a pill for that, actually.
Really? People just get them tattooed on. You ever see that?
You can get it. Oh yeah, yeah. I have seen it. You cannot unsee that. Absolutely. All right. There's a lot of stuff to get to. It's not all just skin cancer talk. UW, University of Washington, bunch of protesters were over there, caused kind of a ruckus.
Yeah.
We now have a damage report. Chris Daniels over at KOMO News was describing the scenes of destruction. Let's listen to a little bit of that. He was at the, this is at the Interdisciplinary Engineering Building where all of this happened. The protesters were demanding, if memory serves, they were pro-Palestinian protesters who were demanding that the UW sever ties with Boeing because of Boeing's connection to Israel.
Yeah, and some of the graffiti that was defaced the building was, Boeing builds bombs that kill, blah, 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 blah.
All that stuff, yeah.
They picked this building because Boeing made a $10 million donation to the construction of this $90 million facility.
Yeah. Also, your tax dollars went in. $50 million of your tax dollars went into this building. So they're destroying your property. Chris Daniels at Como described some of that destruction.
Broken windows, glued and unhinged doors, and a machine lab heavily damaged with targeted messages left behind. These CNC manufacturing tools are so new you can still see the bubble wrap on them. The tags as well. Vandals came through, smashed one here, smashed another one over here. And
they pull off the tags, do you think? You can't return it after the tags?
It's a mattress. I think you can do it with these machines.
Oh, he's in a mattress?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
According to the University of Washington, this will take more than $1 million to replace. The university won't answer questions about it and hid behind this written statement from University President Anamari Kase saying it was no peaceful protest.
It seems aggressive for him to say won't answer questions and hid behind this statement. It's almost like implying that the university is guilty in some way. Isn't that twisting it in a strange way? Maybe they just didn't want to deal with it at the time, or they want to gather more evidence before they speak to the public about it and the media.
I think that's exactly what they should do.
Hiding behind a statement? What does that even mean? All right, Chris Daniels also was talking to students on campus about the protest. How did they feel about it?
So what do you think about all that?
I don't think it's really okay.
Boeing is using students' work to build weapons that are then being used on the occupation and the genocide of Palestine right now.
A debate that will likely continue.
So there's no way they're going to divest from Boeing. It would be stupid to do so.
They're making these requests, demands. I'd say demands.
Is it a request when you light something on fire?
That's I was going to say. They were making these requests, which escalated to demands when destruction started to be the rule of the day. And that was last summer during the initial protest, about almost a year ago, because it broke for summer vacation last year. When they disbanded the encampment that went on for weeks that interfered with student activity, student life on the U.
Student life, like Jewish students not being able to do what they want on campus.
Or feeling safe on campus.
Feeling intimidated on campus. Yeah.
And that's the charges. The 32 people that have been were arrested. That's some of the charges were not just physical trespassing, unlawful trespassing, destruction of property, but disrupting of campus activities.
Sure. Which they shouldn't do. Bad idea. They shouldn't do it.
I'm all for protests. I love good protests.
Peaceful
protests.
Peaceful protests where you have a manifesto and a fire breaks out, not peaceful.
You're smashing up windows. You're smashing up machinery. And
tearing the tags off. Tearing the tags off.
But when I saw this number, and there's a wonderful piece, I think it's... where am I seeing this?
Como
News. Thank you. I want to make sure where credit is due.
Sure.
A 23 photo gallery of destroyed property. But I noticed something as I clicked through the various slideshow of photographs.
What'd you notice?
I'm looking at the same 2 pieces of damaged equipment 7 different times, the same smashed window 4 different times, the same graffiti 4 different times, and I'm looking at that $1 million price tag for repairs to this thing. I want to see an item, because again, this is some of our tax dollars that's going to repair as went into building this beautiful facility. I think $1 million's a little steep from the damage I'm looking at. I'd have to walk over and take a look.
I don't think it would be our tax dollars, actually. I'm hoping that the University of Washington
would seek restitutions from the people who damaged it.
Well, no, obviously they should be held responsible in any way that they can.
They ain't got no money.
But all these people are relying on their parents. I almost 100% guarantee
How are you going to get $1 million out of guys living in the basement? Come on.
Well, I guarantee you a lot of these people arrested, I can't speak for all of them, but I would imagine a good chunk of them have pretty wealthy parents. That's my guess. I don't know that that's the case. I don't know how much money you can get out of those parents, but I think it's a fair, because if you have time on the middle of a afternoon to go spend your free time
occupy a building,
and destroying and lighting fires, then you're not working a job. And how are you paying for life? And I saw these people. They didn't look like they were starving. So my thought is that the University of Washington probably has insurance, and if they don't, I would highly recommend that they get some insurance.
Yeah.
So that money will probably come from however they are insured.
I just hate waste.
Yeah, no, obviously you don't want it to happen.
Because I'm looking at this damage. I think I could bring this in for $700,000.
And you're not a.
I'm not a contractor, but I know. I got a guy. I know my brother's got a complete. My brother's got a set of. He's a TV repairman. Got a complete tool set. We can fix this.
For less than $1 million. For less than $1 million.
I guarantee you.
You should call up to the insurance company.
When I look at this damage, it's all broken glass and painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. One thing was ripped off a wall, but that's a mount. I can do a mount. I've done that.
Here's what I described. Doors ripped off their hinges. I think
I can do that.
A door was glued shut. I feel like there's some sort of.
I can work there. I can get that undone. Maybe scrape it, repaint it. Sure.
Scrape it, repaint it. Mm-hmm. Use some of that goop off.
Yeah.
Is it goop away or goop off?
Goof off.
Goof?
I think it's goof off.
Is it called goof?
I think so, yeah.
Do you know what I just learned about that? Side note? Because I was trying to use some the other day, and I couldn't find it. And my wife goes, just use WD-40. It's just oil. And I said, what? And she's suddenly she's a MacGyver on this stuff, and I don't even know where it came from. She goes, it's just oil. Just use WD-40. And so I was like, all right, I'll try it.
Petroleum solvent, you bet.
So I spray it. It works exactly.
Yep.
Because the goop off is like, or goof off, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Goof off is like, it comes in like you get like an ounce.
A tube, yeah.
For however much money it is.
This is $19.
It's a ton of money, but WD-40, I got a ton of that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even believe it. So yeah, they have use some goof off on the glued door. You could do that for, what would you bid on that job? You're not even seeing it. What would you bid on that job?
Oh, the entirety of the job?
Just for the door.
Oh, I could do the door for.
Door's glued shut. It gets unshut. You scrape it. You repaint it.
Probably $700.
Really?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm so all encompassing. My time, my effort, materials, labor.
I think you should bid higher. Because they're going to lowball you. They're going to say, no, we only got $900.
Good negotiation skills. I'll come in at $1,500.
I was going to say 14, so I think $1,450 is the right number.
14's now. You see 15, you think too much. You see 14, you think, okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's like when somebody's looking for a house. You never set the house at like $900,000. You set it at $899.
$899. Yeah, exactly. That's right. You come in under.
Machine manufacturing tools worth thousands of dollars.
But only the glass is broken. It didn't smash the keypad.
Well, you don't know
that. It didn't bust the internals.
You're basing this off pictures that you've seen.
That's fair, yeah.
It is possible that one of them went in and did something nasty to it.
Yeah.
Possible. They could have gone to the bathroom. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
I won't do that job.
Don't do that job. That's a tough one. If it involves complex electronics and keyboards.
That's not my job.
Yeah, it's not for you. You could farm that out. They smashed a Boeing mural. How are you with a paintbrush?
Oh, I'll get my kid to do it. He's brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant artist. You see what he did at his high school.
Well, you can hire that job out.
I can sub that out to the kid.
Perfect.
Keep the money in the family like the Trumps do. It's great. I love this. Yeah.
Fresh paint and signage were defaced. That's
my wheelhouse.
That's easy for you.
Me, I can paint a room in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think you can do it. Yeah, I think you do it.
And save them some money over at the UW. And I know they're going to go through insurance. I got insurance, of course, as part of doing business.
I mean, I don't know that they have insurance. I hope they have insurance.
I'm sure they do because they got a bunch of uppity kids on that campus. They got insurance.
They could dip into their multi-billion-dollar endowment as well if they had to. I wouldn't want to make them do that, but they could do that.
Cancel the spring dance. Spend that money, right?
That'd be horrible. How else are these kids going to fall in love?
Then these kids need a good dance. That's what they need, much like in Footloose. They just need a good dance.
Why are they doing this?
Right?
Are they not allowed to dance?
A Palestinian Jewish mixer.
That's what they need.
Right?
That's what they need.
Right? Build bridges.
You've solved the Middle Eastern problem,
right?
Spike. Good for
mixer. You got to get Footloose.
You got to get Footloose in there.
Kick off your Sunday shoes.
John Lithgow could come out. Sure. Kevin Bacon, the whole group. Kenny Loggins.
Shouldn't the destructive protesters, the vandals,
be forced to dance for us?
No, be forced to fix the building.
No, I don't want them fixing anything.
You don't want them putting some sweeping up, putting some labor into us, getting you back.
These are lowest common denominator.
No, you get a guy at the end of each one with mirrored sunglasses and a shotgun with a chain gang action, fix them up, clean them up in there, right? Teach them a lesson.
I'd like to see them try. Sweep some glass. I'd like to see them sweeping up the glass.
Scrub some paint off.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I read a story to my kids the other night. Sister Bear, Berenstein Bears, she went to a party she wasn't supposed to go to. It got out of hand. They went back the next day. They helped clean up the mess.
Berenstein Bears. Oh, that's a good series.
Teaching life lessons.
You bet.
The shame in that little bear's eyes when she walked back with Mama Bear to clean up the mess. Guess what? She's never going to do it again.
That's right.
Not going to happen. Same for these protesters. Someone needs to walk their butts back. Well, they're in jail now, so they're going to learn a different lesson.
Four of them went to court today. The first 4 arrests were made. Mm-hmm. We were talking yesterday. We're talking with Luke Ducey. He's covered the story pretty in depth.
The Deuce.
The Deuce was on it, and I'm wondering how many are students, how many are non-student agitators who came in, saw this opportunity to wreak a little havoc, cause a little chaos, right? Now, students these days are being threatened with their student status.
Sure.
Their education visas.
They better watch out.
Right.
They better watch out.
I mean, you know, that
could happen.
You know, and I'm not for, you know, deporting people for free speech, for protest speech.
But if you light a building on fire.
But if you smash a window, smash a machine.
You're here to study.
Light a dumpster on fire. Even a dumpster on fire.
If you cause $1 million worth of damage
you're going home.
and you pile up rocks.
Boom.
I'm questioning whether or not you're here
Study
with good
elsewhere.
intentions.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure the University of British Columbia would be glad to have you.
Glad to have you up there.
Glad to have
in
you.
Vancouver.
All right. Can we talk, speaking of schools, can we talk about these school cams?
Yes,
Seattle is
yes.
about to vote doubling the number of school zone speed cams. Have you ever gotten caught on one of these speed cams in a school zone? I asked that rhetorically.
You do. And
I know you have.
I haven't. My household has.
You haven't?
I have never.
God bless you.
I have never. 'Cause you know what they do? They put these convenient bright yellow flashing lights.
Well,
just ahead of the school zone.
Yeah, you got to watch out for them though. You got to know where you're looking.
Yeah, true.
There are some people.
I benefit from my household's experiences in collecting these things.
Sure. Yeah.
Much
Are they good at collecting
much
them?
like souvenir glasses. I got a whole set of school zone camera tickets at home.
They
and they send us a little video.
Like the vacations tourist spoons that I've collected my entire.
We got a shelf at home, a memento shelf full of these tickets with little videos of the missus's car rolling through.
You don't even have to go that fast.
No,
Even just like 3 miles an hour over. They they got you.
It's like being somewhat pregnant. You're
Doesn't
speeding in
happen.
a school zone.
You are all the
speeding
way,
or you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Congratulations. It's a ticket.
Listen to this. I want to know what your thoughts on this are. So Seattle City Council Transportation Committee, they're going to vote on this and push this plan forward. I imagine they'll say yes on this.
Mm-hmm.
They currently operate 35 cameras at 19 schools. They want to add 37 more cameras at schools around the area. And not only on schools. Listen to this. And here's the citations if you drive through the area. The fines range from $75 for blocking an intersection, if you get caught on one of these cameras, to $237 for a school zone infraction driving through.
Right.
Every single time you drive through over the, and what is it? It's 20, right? Isn't it 20 miles an hour?
20.
When school zones in session?
When flashing.
When flashing,
Yes.
which means it's like until 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Basically, is what they do, till 4 p.m. usually. So the committee members, they didn't stop at just adding school zone cameras. And this is the part that I think is going to have some people upset. Listen to this. This is the final line in Coma News. Committee members went a step further and voted to lift a proviso. And if you don't know what proviso is, it's a clause or a condition in a legal agreement. A proviso on $1.18 million to deploy additional traffic safety cameras outside of school zones. So now it's not just going to be the school zones that you're driving through that you have to worry about. It's these school cams in the neighborhoods surrounding the schools. What do you think about that?
I'm okay with that.
Really?
Kids are kids.
Okay.
Schools have kids walking to school. You know, and these are, and that's not just talking about everywhere in the city. You're not putting speed cameras on every side street.
It's the neighborhood surrounding the schools.
It's the what's the word I'm looking for? Adjacent areas, right? The periphery of school zones.
Are you worried though about this slow creep of cameras?
You got to be worried about that.
This is the first time that they've done this.
Yeah,
it's the first time they've done it outside, or the first time they're attempting to do it outside of school zones.
Yeah, directly outside, where a crossing guard is usually present during school zone times.
My question about it is it actually for the safety of the kids? Because there's a lot of neighborhoods where all kids live that are not surrounding school zones. So why aren't you putting them in those neighborhoods? And if it is just the school zones, you're going to have the markings, or you're going to have the signage that lets you know that you're going to get pegged in the school zone. So watch out for the school zone. So it feels to me like they're just kind of. It does feel to me a little bit like a money net.
Look, okay, yeah, I could see where they feel that way.
Because there's a lot of neighborhoods again where all these kids live that they're not doing it in.
Yeah, I guess there's a higher concentration on those streets, and it's only times when kids are going to and coming from school. Right, these things are going to be. It's not like there's 24 hours a day in the streets out surrounding a school.
And I don't want somebody listening to think that I don't love the kids. I love kids. I got a bunch of them.
You're making more all the time.
I make more all the time. I might be making another one today. I don't know.
Good luck to you and the lovely missus.
I don't know how it works.
We're all rooting for you.
We'll see what happens. It's Wednesday. This is a dumb joke. No, but seriously, I just feel like it is approaching a level where I'm worried that it's just about grabbing money and less about safety.
Yeah.
And I would want to see, if the city council is going to vote to add more cameras to these areas, I would want to see some statistics that back up that the cameras mean that it's absolutely safer for everybody.
Or that there have been incidents where kids are getting injured in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, or
people are zipping around.
And again,
streets.
I'm not rooting for that.
No.
I would like to see some evidence that says, hey, why are you making this choice for the first time in the city's history to go outside of a school zone and add cameras? And do they have also, does the city council have the ability to just add cameras? If I was in we live very near our school. We live under a mile away from our school. Could they just walk into my neighborhood and put cameras up?
If it's agreed to here, it sounds like it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't live in Seattle.
No, yeah, this is.
I live outside of Seattle.
Yeah.
But if my city decided to do this, I feel like is that a privacy issue? Do they have to talk with the people in the neighborhood before you put cameras in there?
I don't
and
think
your car?
they do. I don't think they do.
Are you going to unduly be grabbing me and my neighbors and giving us tickets because
recording license plates?
Well, think about the people who live in those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Having to drive on edge all the time now because those cameras. Like, let's say you're rushing to pick your kids up.
Well, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be rushing. Plan accordingly. I don't care if you're late.
Listen, every parent rushes to pick their kids up.
I've been there, done that. You're right. But
and imagine there's a camera out in front of your house.
They might as well put one in front of my driveway. It's all you need. You only need the one.
Send it.
We'll save you a lot of money, city.
Yep.
Put it in front of my house.
There you go. All right. We got a lot more coming up. What are we doing next? I felt like next was an exciting story. We got a fun one next.
It is an exciting story next.
Oh, this is wild.
Yeah.
So President Trump was giving a speech just last night. He's talking in the Oval Office. He's got Prime Minister of Canada.
He used an interesting phrase.
He did. He said there's going to be an event happening. He says an earth-shattering announcement.
Earth-shattering announcement. And they went, trade agreement, they all said? Because that's obviously the question.
Well, no,
he
but
said no.
There's some wild speculation about what's happening.
Not a trade agreement.
You and I are going to wildly speculate.
Okay.
And I think
great.
We should start thinking like mole people. You should... I'm going to tell you, honestly, I saw this story. It was so exciting to me because I kind of like conspiracy theories from time to time. There is a former high-ranking government official who worked inside the Bush administration that has said something unbelievable. I'm going to play you the audio next. We're going to tell you about it. And is it playing into what Donald Trump was talking about?
Interesting.
So we're going to connect those dots for you when we come back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What a morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See dealer for full details and disclaimers.
I love delivery.
How so?
Nearly anything delivered to me, just a click or call away.
Something, same day.
Right.
Everything you want.
Well, not quite everything.
Oh?
If only I could have more hot water delivered.
Running short?
My water heater.
Getting old?
Guess so.
Good news.
What?
We deliver hot water same day.
Wait.
Apollo Plumbing same day water heater replacement.
Right, you're Dan.
You call, we come.
I'm in hot water.
In a good way.
Same day?
We'll pull out the old
and put in the new.
You can even upgrade to a tankless water heater.
So I'm never out of hot water again.
Zip, zam, zoom, just like that.
Only thing?
Yeah?
My budget's a wee snug.
No worries. Apollo offers easy payments.
On water heaters.
With approved credit, sure.
Same day.
A big blue Apollo truck can be on its way.
Easy payments.
So you can replace that old one now.
And you'll haul away the old one?
Of course.
Told you I love home delivery.
Sure.
Gotta love Apollo Plumbing, too.
Just doing our job.
Same day water heater replacement.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Charlie Harger here. When your hot turns to cold, you better think fast. Fast water heater. Call 1-800-THINK-FAST. That's 1-800-THINK-FAST or fastwaterheater.com.
You better think fast. Fast water heater. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. No new pope yet. Black smoke rose today from a chimney atop the Sistine Chapel. CBS's Tina Kraus reports from Vatican City.
The crowd's a little disappointed down in St. Peter's Square, but they have had their eyes trained to the sky for hours, waiting for this signal to the outside world of what was happening inside the Sistine Chapel.
Cardinals will meet again tomorrow for day 2 of their conclave. Here in the U.S., it is day 1 of real ID enforcement. This man at SeaTac Airport chose to bring his passport instead of getting an enhanced ID.
You don't really need one because you have the passport, right? Just paying extra money. So if I don't have to pay extra money, why would I?
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more from the airport.
2 decades since the Real ID program was implemented by Homeland Security, and 1 in 5 Americans like Doug still don't have one.
My heart is pounding. I'm freaking out a little bit. I think it's going to be fine, but you never know.
People without a Real ID have been allowed to fly after jumping through more TSA security hoops. At SEA, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Now to the closing bell report. Today, the central bank held off on interest rates, keeping them steady. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says they're taking a wait-and-see approach on how tariffs impact the economy.
The tariff increases announced so far have been significantly larger than anticipated. All these policies are still evolving, however, and their effects on the economy remain highly uncertain.
And so for now, the short-term lending rate remains at 4.25% to 4.5%. That's where it's been since December. The biggest acquisition in the video game market will move ahead.
I'm Heather Bosch. A federal appeals court Wednesday rejected the Federal Trade Commission's bid to stop Microsoft from buying Activision Blizzard,
target secure,
maker of Call of Duty and other popular video games. The $69 billion deal closed in 2023, but was challenged by the FTC, which said it would limit competition. A lower court ruled the FTC could not stop the acquisition, and the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld that decision.
At the close today on Wall Street, Dow gained 284, NASDAQ ahead 48, S&P 500 closed up 24 points. Now to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk, and no crashes slowing you down at this moment. We do see some volume, though, on I-5 southbound between Mount Lake Terrace and Shoreline. Right now, that's a 37-minute drive. It is pretty smooth, though, once you get past Shoreline. Just some minor backups into downtown Seattle, then smooth all the way down to Tacoma and on to Olympia. Right now, Bellevue to Renton taking you 27 minutes, and then Renton to Puyallup 40 minutes. A little slow as you reach the Valley Freeway there. Lake bridges are in great shape. So is the drive up north on 405 or I-5 into Linwood and then on into Everett. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio. Your forecast now, it is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We do have some cloud coverage today, also some spotty showers throughout this afternoon. Highs today in the mid-60s, more typical spring weather than what we saw yesterday. Right now, 62 and cloudy in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, Donald Trump, yesterday in the Oval Office, he said this. Everybody kind of went nuts. I don't know if you've heard this audio yet, Spike, but Donald Trump was teasing an earth-shattering announcement in the coming days. Listen to this. This is him, and then we got some conspiracies to jump into.
And, I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada that we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade. It's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country. And that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
He said positive. If he had not said positive, then I would have thought it was a little more apocalyptic in nature. Okay. But because he said positive, but who knows? I don't know what his thoughts are on it. We will have to find out. What was your speculation when you first heard that? What did you think?
Earth-shattering news. It doesn't involve Canada. Because he was talking about he was meeting with the new prime minister.
Yep. But he says right then, no, it says
it's not trade. So is it Canadian related? Is it a one-goal tariff on all the NHL games,
that would be
even
trade.
during the playoffs?
That would be trade.
Okay. You're going to penalize Canadian teams a one-goal tariff when they play in American arenas? I don't know what to do.
I can't imagine that Canada would agree to that,
no.
But they might.
The fact that maybe that he found common ground with the Canadian Prime Minister on anything these days.
But that's not earth-shattering.
It's not earth-shattering.
And it's
right. It's got to be bigger.
It's got to be bigger. It's got to be exciting. And my first thing is because we had this story just the other day. This popped up, and I found it fascinating. And I love to believe that this is real, and I love to believe that this exists, although it does sound a little bit conspiratorial. So I don't know if this is real, but I will throw it at you and see what you think. So a former federal government official who worked for the Bush administration, actually, whose name I believe is Catherine. Is it Catherine Fitz? Is that her name here? I have the audio here. What's her name? Catherine Austin Fitz. She was on a podcast, and I believe she's talking maybe Tucker Carlson, and he likes a conspiracy theory. So she was talking with Tucker Carlson, and she said that she had been doing some digging about where some of the money in the federal government goes, because people talk about it all the time, like, why is it so inefficient?
Yeah.
How is the federal government so bad at spending our money? What's happening?
And why can't the Defense Department pass an audit? The last 7 years.
All these things.
Can't pass an audit. Where's all this money?
Where's the money going?
Right.
And not just the Defense Department, which is a huge line item.
Huge.
But every department is run poorly and run horribly, or so it appears. Maybe it's just a clever way for them to wash money.
Yeah.
Launder it, not wash it, launder money.
They have secret projects.
Secret projects, which we know they do.
Right, of course they do. And some things we probably don't need to know. You don't know how the sausage or the government is made.
Yeah, if you're not on a need-to-know basis, then you don't need to know.
Just know you can sleep safely at night. We got you.
So listen to this. She claims in this interview, I'm going to play you a little clip of this. She claims that the U.S. government has spent, or I guess $21 trillion. That's a lot of cash.
That's got to be a typo.
$21 trillion has been used to make these are built since 1998. They've been building these underground cities. And I have more details on it, but I'll play you a little clip from her first. Listen to this.
The underground base and city infrastructure and transportation system that's been built. And
I'm sorry?
Yes. So we have built an extraordinary number of underground bases and supposedly transportation systems. Some of these are documented as part of the national security infrastructure. I think there are many more. So
in the United States?
In the United States, and all over the world. We systematically went through and tried to estimate our guess, this is totally a guess, of how many underground bases, both underground in the United States, but also underground under the ocean around the United States. And our estimate was 170.
Yikes.
With a transportation network connecting them.
170 deep earth underground cities for folks. Do you believe that something like that, in all joking aside, do you believe something like that could exist?
Sure, of course I do.
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. government, how many missile silos are dug deep into the heartland of America?
Yeah, like in Kansas.
And we don't know where they are for security reasons.
Totally right.
You know, and
a missile silo disguised under a barn?
Right.
You know, I'm doing an air quote for the audience.
That's not even a real cow.
You're right.
It's a cardboard cow. Right there, so that flying overhead Chinese spy balloons will never know the difference.
They'll say, that's a real cow.
I guarantee you there are underground command facilities,
sure.
Troop facilities, a transportation network connecting 170 different underground bases.
We know they exist. Listen to this. During the Cold War, Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which I know you've heard of.
Yep.
Cheyenne Mountain Complex was built inside a Colorado mountain. It served as a base of operations for all these various military operations.
Yeah.
I believe now it's being used to hold files, right? Is that the same one?
That's the one.
It's being used to hold files.
And how you got to take a pulley down and bring up a file.
There was another one. Think about this. This is hilarious. It's now the base of operations, headquarters for the U.S. Space Force. Isn't that funny?
Ironic.
Space under a mountain.
Underground.
I don't get it. Whatever.
Right? Can't make this up.
Between the 1950s and the 1990s, a bunker was built intended to house all of Congress in the event of a calamity. Now, question for you. The world's going to explode. Why are we saving Congress?
Our best and brightest?
Again, I ask, why are we saving Congress?
Because they've got it.
Whose job literally is just to spend other people's money.
Well, they've got to make decisions about how to prioritize. I mean, there are. I'm a big proponent of government. I think government does good things.
The government has the ability to do good things.
Yes.
Rarely do they do that.
Well, maybe let's thin the herd. Let's build less bunkers. Let's have a merit-based system of who gets saved. This is a network to save us from an apocalyptic event.
This is really cool, actually.
Right?
You can go online and yes, you can go online and see these. So the $21 trillion one that this lady's alleging has been built. There's no pictures of this that have surfaced.
There wouldn't be.
Well, there wouldn't be. Yeah, they're super secret.
Sure.
Have you seen the show Paradise yet?
I haven't yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's related. Go see it. But the one in the one I just tell you about, the one in Congress, it's really cool. You can go online, look for this. Google search Greenbrier Resort, West Virginia, secret bunker. Greenbrier Resort, West Virginia, secret bunker. Look that up. You can see pictures. It's pretty cool. You can also do Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which is pretty interesting. I'm with you. I think this could exist. 21 trillion is a lot of money.
But how many years have they been squirreling? That's a lot.
Since 98.
Right.
Yeah, but that's like
27 years of this. Them building, squirreling away here.
Almost a
$900 hammer here. $1,000 toilet seat there. It adds up.
You're right. It's like the dad in Independence Day when he's telling them like about Area 51. You think they paid $700 for a toilet seat?
Right.
You know, like
that's how you get the money to build an underground alien facility where you keep us, cadavers of alien bodies and a working alien spaceship.
I'm with you. I like to believe this exists.
I'd like to know what are the qualifications for getting in?
Oh, we're not getting
for the post-apocalyptic.
No, we're not.
You're a big thinker. You're a scrapping young guy. You make boys to the drop of a hat.
You know
You'd
what?
be perfect.
If it's about repopulating the earth,
right?
My wife and I, we've already shown that we can do it.
Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, or the Skorheim?
The Skorheims.
You make the call,
You should
America.
see how cute these kids are. You make the call. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Oh, this is a really good question, actually. Laura, you're going to be in on this next one.
It's relevant to this last topic, too. Right?
This is relevant to this last one. Okay, and I want the audience to start sending us their responses. This is funny. My wife saw this story, too, and she thought it was funny. Get your texts in, 888-973-5476. You can also hit us up on the YouTube Jake and Spike Show live page. Go to youtube.com. In the search bar, type in Jake and Spike Show. Get us in the comment section there, in the chat section. And Spike, question for you. Do women prefer you to have, if they could choose one of the two, a six-pack or, and I'm not talking about beer here, a six-pack or a full head of hair? My wife gave me her response. We'll get Laura's when we come back. I want what you think women would want.
Okay.
When we come back, and the audience will let us know as well. All right, we'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
Hi, my name is Rajiv Nagaich. Ever since I became an elder law attorney more than 20 years ago, I've helped thousands of people in the Seattle area retire with more confidence about their future. I'd like to invite you to one of my retirement planning seminars this month. Learn how to protect your estate from long-term care costs. Live out your years where you choose, even if you get sick, without becoming a burden on people you love the most. Learn how to use the Safe Harbor Trust to protect your estate from threats most people overlook. Come to the seminar and I'll show you how it's done.
Join the free seminar in Federal Way on May 13th, Tacoma on May 15th, or Bellevue on May 17th. Register at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com. Or call 253-838-3454. 253-838-3454.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. You know, last November, I finally made the decision to do something about my deteriorating eyesight. I've been using readers for about a decade. I was just getting tired of it, and I could never find them when I needed them. It was just a pain. So I called up the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, went to their Bellevue office, had a complete eye exam, found that I had the beginning of cataract, which is very common for a guy my age, and I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange surgery, a procedure that lasted just minutes. I was in and out in one afternoon. And the care team I had from my first examination all the way through my procedure, same care team, wonderful people, answered all my questions, put me at ease, couldn't have had a better experience. And the results, unbelievable. I went from needing glasses to read anything to having 20/10 vision, the best vision of my life. And I will never need glasses again, and I will never develop cataract with refractive lens exchange surgery. If it's time for you to do something about your eyes and your vision, give them a call over at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, 425-451-2020, 425-451-2020, or online at sharp-vision.com, sharp with an E-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Spring in Washington. It is practically synonymous with rain. And of course, rain is made up of water, which unfortunately can wreak havoc on your home and your crawl space. So if rain or groundwater makes its way into that crawl space, it can create all kinds of problems, including structural damage or toxic mold. You don't want either of those at your house. Trust me. It's Mike Salk here, and that's why you call Crawl Pros. Crawl Pros will keep your crawl space dry. They can install a sump pump and drainage and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll take care of any mold that's been created and even address any plumbing issues you may have in your crawl space. Don't take the risk. The best way to learn if you have any water issues is to have Crawl Pros do what they did at my house. Visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Yes, Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried at all about water damage, mold, insulation issues, critters, anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com to schedule a free inspection.
2025 is the year to break up with bad contractors. You know the ones. They ghost your calls, cancel on you last minute, leave a mess behind, and refuse to commit. If you're ready to settle down, swipe right on Valentine Roofing. Our team delivers seamless communication from start to finish, meticulously clean job sites, and we stand by our work with a lifetime warranty. We don't just make promises, we're committed to providing you with the Valentine experience, one you'll never forget. And with flexible financing options like 0 down and 0% interest until 2026, your wallet will love Valentine Roofing too. Stop dating around to find the right contractor. Valentine Roofing offers an upfront and honest approach to roofing. We'll provide a transparent estimate within about an hour of meeting with us. So, say goodbye to bad contractor relationships and hello to your Valentine, the perfect match for all your roofing needs. Schedule your heartbreak-free estimate today by calling us at 206 Roofing.
My wife and I have been married for over 15 years, and I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after I turned 40, things started feeling different. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and I just wasn't interested in sex anymore. My wife told me her friend's husband went through the same thing, and it turns out he had low testosterone. So we booked a free T-check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that my testosterone levels were low too. We worked with a provider to create a custom treatment plan, and today, my wife and I are having more fun than we did on our honeymoon. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, don't neglect maintenance on your vehicle. Keep it safe. At Bucky's Complete Auto, we have you covered with available financing. For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto has been servicing and repairing cars and trucks with modern-day technology and good old-fashioned customer service. There's a Bucky's just about everywhere for oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance. No appointment necessary and financing's available. Check Bucky's.com for the location near you.
Welcome back to the show. I saw this, a lot of the stuff we get for the show we find on, we find it everywhere, but one of the places I like to browse, it's really more of a guilty pleasure. Daily Mail. Do you ever go to Daily Mail?
You know, I didn't until you brought a lot of very interesting stories to the show through Daily Mail. I was unaware of it.
It's the Wild West of news sources.
Is it based in London?
It's a.
They got a global.
They're global.
They're
on
Started
the internet.
Okay.
So it's available everywhere. But yeah, it's based in London, I believe.
That's where we got the story on President Trump's big earth-shattering announcement.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of weird stuff. They just
I think I know what it might be.
You know what the announcement's going to be?
I got a hint. Since it's with Canada and it's not a trade agreement. Let me hold off and tell you in a minute.
Did he say it was with Canada?
Yeah, well, he was talking about we've come to a major agreement. We've got an announcement. It's not trade. I think they renamed the Labrador Sea.
Oh, you think so?
The Labradoodle Sea. What do you think?
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves Labradoodle. Hypoallergenic.
I'd swim in it.
Yep, sure you would.
As long as I wouldn't get itchy. All right. There was an article that I did see though on. There's an article I saw that it caught me by surprise because I was like, oh, this is actually interesting. And this is a clickbait, but I'm interested to find out the answer to this. And the question was, do women prefer that a guy have a six-pack or a full head of hair? And it reminded me of the scene. Do you remember the scene in Up in the Air? Did you ever see the movie Up in the Air?
Loved Up in the Air.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But there's that scene where those two actresses, one of them is Anna Kendrick. She plays the younger woman, and the older one is played by...
Oh, she's got a unique name. Very unique name.
I can't remember. But she was also in...
Mike Birbiglia. No, it's a different guy. But sounds like that.
She did a lot of stuff.
George Clooney's her name.
George Clooney.
Yeah, it's in the credits.
The older lady was played by George Clooney.
He's an incredibly versatile actor.
Unbelievable actress he is. But the younger woman, Anna Kendrick, was describing what she looks for in a man, and she had kind of young woman thoughts.
Oh, so they're having the guy broke her heart, right?
Well, yes, and she's trying to she's describing what she's looking for.
Okay,
and so here's what young women look for, and then what old women look for, and then we'll get back to that question.
White collar, college grad. Loves dogs, likes funny movies. 6'1", brown hair, kind eyes. Works in finance, but is outdoorsy, on the weekends. I always imagined he'd have a single-syllable name, like Matt or John or Dave.
That's right.
In a perfect world, he drives a 4Runner.
Oh, right, yep.
And
Perfect. She thought about this.
the only thing he loves more than me is his golden lab.
Right, see?
Very, very specific.
Boom.
All
Telling you.
actually things
Yeah.
that like will not lead to happiness, but very, very specific. And then the older woman says like, hey, with time, like in perspective, you just learn to care about different things. And so her list is not quite so crazy.
You know, honestly, by the time you're 34, all the physical requirements just go out the window. I mean, like you secretly pray that he'll be taller than you. Not a would be nice. Just someone who enjoys my company, comes from a good family. Because you don't think about that when you're younger. I don't know. Someone who wants kids. Likes kids. Wants kids. Yeah, healthy enough to play with his kids. Please let him earn more money than I do. You might not understand that now, but believe me, you will one day. Otherwise, that's a recipe for disaster. Hopefully some hair on his head. But I mean, even that's not a deal breaker these days.
Not a deal breaker, they say. So the question is, 6-pack or if you had to choose one, Spike, what do you think women would choose? And we're lucky because we do have a woman in the studio with us right now.
A real live woman,
A real live woman.
But let's hear what I think first.
Let's hear what you have to say. No, Laura, if you had to choose between a 6-pack and a head of hair, what's more important?
I want to hear Spike's guess.
All right, Spike, what do you think women want?
Women want a head of hair.
Women want hair?
Bing, bing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That same
Easy.
for you?
Easy.
Yeah, well, no-brainer.
My wife, it's no-brainer for my wife too. I posed the question to her. She goes, "Oh yeah, I had a hair." And she goes, "But if you didn't have hair," she's like, "I would expect you at least try." Like she said, a 6-pack would help. A 6-pack would help.
Oh,
she said,
try on the 6-pack.
If I didn't have hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Devin on the YouTube live chat line, he said, "Well, my wife gets neither," which is very funny. Do we have any other text on this? I bet you we have a bunch of text on this. Women, let's see.
Mike and Edmund says, Laura, please find someone who can Photoshop a picture of Jake and make him bald and then post it on the Facebook page.
Bald with a fat gut.
He just said bald.
Just take my picture. It's half the work.
Oh, stop. Stop. But you got a good head of hair. You got a lot of hair still.
It's family. It's a family trait.
Is your wife thankful?
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't, and there are great companies out there, John Curl, you'll tell you.
Tell you what, the nice thing to know too is like by now, if you were going to lose it, you would have.
Right. No, I know. Yeah.
So you know you've got this.
My biological dad passed away in 1971. If you dug him up today, he'd have a full head of hair on the skeleton.
He's got beautiful hair.
Full head of hair.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Still a lot of hair.
Like a mummy.
Yeah.
Pam in Port Townsend had the best answer. She said abs or hair are 3 points. Kindness is a 10.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Was Vera Farmiga? Is that her name?
Vera Farmiga.
Farmiga. Yeah.
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, I was close on the Mike Birbiglia. I was really close on that. She said too. Head of hair.
Women.
Boom.
So hair. Yeah. Also, it's weird to me, like people who spend a lot of time like sculpting one part of their bodies.
Mhm.
I think that would actually be a red flag for a lot of women. I don't know that to be the case. But
Everything in moderation. Yep, that's the key to happiness.
Totally right. Can you have too much hair? I don't know.
Yes. Saw a guy walking shirtless the other day. It was warm out yesterday. Boy, I wish I wanted to stop and give him a shirt.
Yeah.
We give him the shirt
Or
off
a
my
shave.
back. Or a shave. One of them. Yeah, something.
Sir, can I
Wax
shave your
him.
back for you?
Oof.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Chris Sullivan, we have an update on that, the bridge, the Hood Canal Bridge, which is not the Tacoma Narrow, so I have now learned.
Still?
It's still not the Tacoma Narrow
Continuing
Bridge.
coverage.
But we do have that next. We're going to talk to Chris Sullivan in the top of the 2 o'clock hour. He's got a really interesting update on what happened to that bridge. We're going to tell you about that and so much more. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Hello, Seattle. It's your friendly neighbor, the T-Mobile Park roof. From up here, I can see it all. Folks pouring in from the street, the sun setting over the sound, the roar of the crowd as Luis Castillo pumps his fist, and the joy of the J-Rod squad as Julio snares a deep fly ball at the wall.
He reaches up with a leap and he makes the catch!
And all the faces smiling with every perfectly grilled hot dog and swirl of soft serve. When the final out's made, I'll be right up here, lighting the W and soaking it all in. Mariners baseball. Trident South.
The next Mariners homestand is on deck. Join in for the Mother's Day weekend series Friday through Sunday in a marquee matchup against the Yankees starting Monday, May 12th. Then the fun picks up again with a 3-day Randy Arozarena bobblehead giveaway, May 27th through 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
It's John Curley with a big deal from Window Nation. During their semi-annual sale, right now, get 60% off. And if you buy windows for your entire house, you get a free exterior door, too. And you could get 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments locked in for 2 years. Their energy-efficient windows help cut noise, lower your bills, and reduce your carbon footprint, all with modern style. Backed by a 25-year warranty and transparent pricing, Window Nation gives you the long-lasting comfort without the gimmicks. Made locally with Milgard right here in Tacoma, 866-90Nation or windownation.com.
Was drafted in 1999 by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was just absolutely a dream come true.
Todd's playing in the NBA is unique. His battle with neuropathy is not.
I first started noticing problems a couple years into my NBA career, and I felt like my sock was just balled up right in the arch of my foot, and there'd be areas of burning and tingling, and then there'd be other areas of deadness where there would be no response to touch. We tried everything possible, from surgery to different drugs, to try and take care of some of the symptoms.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, non-drug, pain-free procedures that have helped thousands of neuropathy sufferers find relief.
Now I'm able to spend more time doing the things that I enjoy, being on my feet.
If you experience numbness, shooting, or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Millions around the world are waiting for word of a new pope.
I'm not Catholic, but I come from a Catholic family. And so just having that history behind it and being able to witness this, really beautiful and very emotional.
There was black smoke today, signaling the first vote was unsuccessful. CBS's Seth Doan.
We hear that the Cardinals want to have a relatively quick conclave. They don't want things going into the weekend and having people saying, wow, look at the divided church. They want to show unity. They want to choose a successor and move forward.
The longest conclave in history lasted nearly 3 years. The Cardinals have retired for the night and will try again tomorrow. The Fed today left a key interest rate unchanged. Jill Schlesinger on what that means for Americans.
That's good news for savers, many of whom can earn more than 4% on high-yield savings accounts or money market accounts or short-term certificates of deposit. But the news, not so great for borrowers. They are contending with higher rates on everything from an auto loan to a business loan to financing a credit card balance.
Today was the deadline to have a real ID if you're traveling. Some flyers weren't even sure if they did or not.
I got mine, I think, when my driver's license expired. But I just checked with the gate agent, and I have a little gold star on there, so I'm good to go.
3 former Memphis police officers were acquitted today in the killing of a black motorist. Allison Keys has that.
It took a jury about 8.5 hours over 2 days to clear the former officers of state charges, including second-degree murder in the case of Tyree Nichols. Graphic police video showed officers talking and laughing as Nichols struggled. He was tased, hit with a police baton, punched and kicked. Prosecutors say the officers used excessive deadly force, while defense attorneys say the officer who acted with the most violence didn't stand trial.
The three were convicted on federal charges. The president says he wants the violence between India and Pakistan to stop. Here's Linda Kenyon.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Speaking in the Oval Office, the president said this exchange of fire cannot continue.
I know both very well, and I want to see him work it out. I want to see him stop.
And if this worst violence in decades between these two nuclear-armed nations does not stop,
and if I can do anything to help, I will be there.
Just ahead of President Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia, the kingdom has condemned Israel's plan to expand its Gaza offensive. Some Israeli relatives of hostages still held in Gaza were angered and surprised by President Trump's comments yesterday that 3 hostages Israel said were alive have died. On Wall Street, the Dow finished the day 284 points higher. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
If you need to hire, it seems...
Coming up, a cap on rent increases becomes law. That's after we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, and we start on the I-5 drive from Linwood to Seattle, taking you about 35 minutes now. Nothing really slowing you down until you reach about the 520 bridge or so. And then a little bit of a construction around I-90, also causing some backups right around the convention center there. Looking at the Bellevue to Renton Drive, that is 30 minutes. The construction zone squeezing you down between right around the I-90 interchange and the VMAC. Looking at the Renton to Puyallup Drive, that is 45 minutes with some slowdowns from Auburn to Sumner. This volume there looks like. It's coming to Olympia, looking very nice, as is the drive up north into Everett on I-5 or 405. Nothing major slowing you down there. And Lake Bridges, also very good. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo with the stroke of his pen.
It's now my honor to sign this legislation law.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson signs a rent control bill into law. It caps rent increases at 7% plus inflation or 10%, whichever is lower. State Senator Emily Alvarado spearheaded the measure.
This policy is a good start to rein in housing costs, prevent homelessness, and make communities more stable.
Critics argue the bill will lead to fewer developers in our state and reduce the number of mom and pop landlords. A federal crackdown on child sex trafficking. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has the story.
The FBI says 205 people were arrested nationwide, including 7 here in Western Washington, and 115 children were rescued. Here's Seattle FBI Special Agent in Charge, Mike Harrington.
Many of these people were repeat offenders, so this really highlights the pervasiveness of the threat.
If you suspect a child is being abused, call the FBI tip line at 800-CALL-FBI. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The state's attorney general calls this week's takeover of a UW building disturbing. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more on AG Nick Brown's response.
Brown acknowledged the substantial damage to public property and threats and said, quote, "I fully and always support people's rights to protest and to express their views. Indeed, it is foundational to our democracy, but everyone has a right to be safe on campus, and UW must enforce the law."
University of Washington says the pro-Palestinian protesters caused about $1 million in damages Monday night. The Trump administration now says it is launching a review into the unrest. Seattle's premier music festival unveils its lineup. Headliners for Bumbershoot include Weezer, Janelle Monáe, and Car Seat Headrest. Also performing,
we beat to rap, what key beat to lock, but I'm cool like that.
90s hip-hop trio Diggable Planets. Bumbershoot returns to Seattle Center on Labor Day weekend. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are cloudy for this afternoon with just some scattered showers. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow and again on Friday. Right now, 62 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I can't believe we only have one more hour together. That's it. Just one more sweet little hour. Sweet, tiny little hour. At 2:30, we could do a thing every day now. 2:30 segment, we read your text messages, and at the very last segment of the day, it's kind of a retrospective. We like to look back and find out what we got wrong, or maybe exceptionally right.
Yeah. What have we learned, maybe?
Yeah. What have we learned today? Do we have any deep thoughts? You remember those old Jack Handy deep thoughts?
Greatest.
Can't beat those. But we'll try. All right, we got a lot to get to. Just a heads up, in a couple minutes here, I'm going to play you by popular demand. People asked for it, so I got to do it. Jump onto our YouTube page. Go to youtube.com. Look up the Jake and Spike Show live. Just type it into the search bar there, Jake and Spike Show. It's going to pop right up for you. We're going to play a video for you guys that you'll be able to watch along with us on YouTube when you're watching the show. So it'll pop up into your screen. You can watch it. They're doing a rap campaign for the revitalization of Redmond, which I didn't even realize needed to be revitalized. Redmond's always been kind of a nice place in my book, but apparently they're introducing rap into Redmond with the light rail coming into town, which is interesting. So we're going to play you that. Local lady there has made a rap video spreading like wildfire. Everybody's talking about it. So we will too. It's a lot of fun. So get onto the YouTube page right now in just about 2 minutes here. We're going to start playing that. All right, Spike. This is wild. Locally here, the FBI has put out a statement there and a $10,000 reward. So if you want $10,000, listen close. They're looking for information leading to an arrest and a conviction for some people involved in flashing laser light pens at approaching planes at SeaTac and also in Spokane. Have you seen these? Have you seen this?
Oh, yes. This is idiocy that's not new, I'm afraid.
This is a real thing. People really are doing this. And
yeah,
apparently,
it was Jake Skorheim.
It was not.
Did it. Where's my 10K?
Stop. No, it wasn't me.
Where's Jake?
Wasn't me. Spike O'Neill. If it was Spike, I'll take the $10,000.
Right?
And if it was me, I fully expect you to get the money.
Yeah, it wasn't
that
you.
Would be
You're
fine.
smarter than this.
No, you too. You wouldn't do this. But you can get $10,000 if you know who is doing it, and it leads to an arrest. I'm shocked that those tiny little, because this is just those tiny little laser pens that you can buy at like a convenience store.
Yeah.
Right?
Play with your cat.
Play with your cat.
Right?
It's meant for cats.
Do a PowerPoint presentation.
What is it for? What is a laser pen for?
I've seen laser points when people do presentations in work environments. You have a conference room full of people, and you can point to various elements on your presentation, can to highlight them, direct people's attention to various things.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, cat fun.
And a cat.
Yeah, that's it.
People want to see it with a cat. They don't want to see it shine in a pilot's eyes.
That's just you're putting people's lives at danger. I'm not being hyperbolic here.
Also, federal crime. I don't know if you knew this. Here's punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine if they catch you with this laser pen.
This is not a joke. They take this seriously. But it's funny. There's a story that we're referring to, and we got it from Como. There are a series of 3 pictures of from the ground, and then literally what it's doing to a pilot's vision, and then traced down to the house it's coming from in one of these photos.
Yeah, they still can't
How
find
is
them.
this a mystery?
I don't know.
I can get 10Ks on. We can find this house.
We could zoom in.
Yes.
Jake and Spike on the case.
We can do this.
We'll split the $5,000. $5,000.
Happy to do it.
That'd be great. We solve crimes over here. That's what we do. All right. If you're over on the YouTube page right now, you're going to enjoy. Well, no, I can't promise you'll enjoy yourself.
No.
We are going to play.
We should issue a warning.
Yeah, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself actually, but there's a lady in Redmond. She runs a site called The Intentionalist. It's a magazine, I guess, and it's about intentional spending.
Just like small shopping. Shop local is her
Shop local
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's put together this thing. God bless her. I don't know if any public money was used for this. It heavily features the light rail, so I suppose possibly it's in conjunction with the light rail.
Maybe Redmond Chamber of Commerce threw a couple ducats her way.
Maybe.
Get people involved.
I don't know, but she's come up with a rap video, so we're going to play it for you right now. Do we have this on the screen, Laura? Can people see this? All right, here we go. This is called Redmond. Are people able to see this? I don't think so. Can they hear it at least?
It's a clear spring day to eat, drink, and shop. Link Line 2, checking out the news stops. We're on the east side, take the light rail extension. Explore small businesses, the local dimension. R to the E-D-M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with D? R to the E to the D-M-O-N-D. Experience Redmond and shop small with me. From Marymore Station to Redmond Town Center, support local shops as an intentional spender. Small businesses waiting, this sets from the station. Experience Redmond, the perfect destination. R to the E-D-M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with B? R to the E to the D, them O-N-D.
Oh.
Experience Redmond and shop small with me.
It's catchy.
It is catchy.
You got to admit, man, it grows on you.
It grows on you,
Yep,
and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel a certain
Just want
way.
to shop local, doesn't it?
Well, it makes me want to rap. That's what it makes me want to do. Honestly, I don't know if this would inspire me to shop local. I don't know if it would do that.
Okay.
But it does make me want to listen to
It's my head moving. It's my hips moving.
hard rap music.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a very interesting effort. She tried. I appreciate it. I don't know if she got any public money for doing it, but she put herself out there, and it's quickly climbing the charts. People love it.
Is it?
People love this thing. They're very excited about it. They're very excited about it. You know who else people love?
Who?
I'll tell you who people love. We're lucky to have him. He works in the building.
Oh, yeah.
He's a traffic guy. He's an expert in almost everything that he goes for.
Yeah.
He is one of the nicest guys you can ever meet. He also has a heck of a golf swing. Chris Sullivan, that's who we're excited about. Chris Sullivan joins us again on the show. He was on yesterday for a fun segment for everybody but me, but it was a good time.
Incredibly informative segment yesterday.
Yes, it was.
I learned a lot.
Right?
Our listeners seem to enjoy themselves. Our texters really had a good time.
What matters.
We have an update on the Hood Canal Bridge because DOT has been looking into why the bridge stopped functioning for 8 hours. I have also figured out now that the Hood Canal Bridge and the Tacoma Narrows Bridge are not the same bridge.
What?
Which I now am aware of. Boy, that was embarrassing.
It happens, but
it makes that whole conversation in context be like, why is he talking to Spike about going south so much? I mean, making the long way. I'm not sure where he's going.
More sense now.
Wow. I hope where everyone's could,
And how about that toll?
Suspension bridge down there, Crazy Canal Bridge up there, on the water.
Some people use different devices to remember things, so I'm going to use this. Hood Canal, like hood is on top of your head, a hood.
Mm-hmm.
So the Hood Canal Bridge is on top, up, Hood Canal Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Tacoma Narrows, narrow. You want to be narrow at the waist. That's below. That's lower than the hood.
narrow
right?
is your understanding of where it is.
Narrow is my
Perfect.
understanding of bridges also.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
Theoretically, the Narrows is also a hood because it's way above Puget Sound, but I don't want to confuse you.
I thought you were talking about the neighborhood itself. Don't say disparaging things about.
Did you say you were reading that? I did not look at the text line.
That text line was unreal.
Was it funny?
Awesome.
Did people catch on pretty quick? That
People
I didn't know
were
what
all of
the
a sudden,
hell I was
at
talking
first, the first couple people were like, why is he talking about south? Does he know which? And they caught it before before Spike and I did.
Yeah.
And then when we both caught it, we're like, and then the listeners just went to town. It was awesome. Yeah, it was some of the best radio I've ever been involved in. At your expense.
Yeah, no, that's
I
great.
apologize, but no, that was really funny.
Everything we do is for the audience, and if the audience had a good time and they enjoyed themselves, even if I'm getting laughed at, that's just as good for me. I don't care.
And totally unscripted, totally unprepared, and it was live radio. And
You think
best.
Charlie Chaplin liked falling on his face?
Yeah.
No, he did it for the audience.
You know what Charlie Chaplin liked?
What?
Cashing those checks.
His family probably still is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what'd you find out about the bridge?
Well, I hope you guys really don't like answers.
Oh,
perfect.
Who doesn't like answers?
So what were they doing? They sent down divers. Tell us what they did to investigate.
They spent all day yesterday above the bridge, and inside, working on everything above the water line. Then they got divers in under the bridge at about 9 o'clock last night. They had to wait for the tides, obviously, because that's a really nasty spot to put people in the water. Big tidal movement, and so they got them. They looked in, on top, underneath. They haven't found a thing. Everything is working perfectly.
No, it's not.
Everything is working. There was nothing mechanically wrong.
Did they go to the right bridge?
Right. No.
We got to ask.
They were on I-90. That would explain why they missed it. No, they didn't find anything. And so I got off the phone just a little bit ago with a spokesperson, and they're like, yeah, we've got a mystery on our hands. We don't know what happened. We can't replicate it. The bridge is opening and closing normally.
Wow.
There are no indications of anything. And so they are left, and they have a working theory, in air quotes. And it is, they believe it's likely that a piece of debris, whatever debris could be, a tree, bushes, a dead whale. I mean, a debris could be anything. Got somehow prevented it from closing.
Got into the gears and
something. And then it wasn't until they got the tugboat in there to put some horsepower behind that thing and push it back into place that then the debris was dislodged, because they can't find any mechanical reason for why
debris.
Yeah,
that's the response.
That's their working theory, is some sort of debris got in the way and it was dislodged when the tug moved the bridge back into space because they haven't found anything, couldn't find anything, and the bridge has been operating normally ever since. It's a mystery.
This is a mystery, and it's not like you're searching for a black hole in deep space. You're like, well, the absence of light shows us that it must be there even though we can't see it. This should be an easy thing for them to diagnose.
Yeah, but if there's nothing wrong and it's still not squeaking, it's like when you go to the mechanic and you can't get the car to do the damn thing that you went for, but usually in that case there's something wrong.
Yeah. Well, they opened it numerous times. The mechanism worked fine every time.
And they've been inside, on top, underneath. They can't find a darn thing wrong with it.
Don't get me wrong. When a car that I own does this and I can't replicate it, I'm relieved.
Sure.
I tell my wife, I go, it was a glitch.
Engine light went out.
Yeah,
just went out.
Honey, engine lights do that sometimes.
Yes.
You can just say, hey, it was debris.
Yeah, it was debris.
It was debris. You can say that going forward. I don't know. Maybe some rock got caught up in the
that makes sense.
And they honestly don't know.
Right.
I mean, they're being as transparent as they can be. And they're like, it's not very satisfying for us to not know, especially the engineers. We want to know, but they haven't found anything, and they say the bridge is safe.
How many times have they opened this thing, though? And it has never done this.
Right. And again, they said that. This has never happened where they haven't found anything.
But there's been bridge openings and closings, and they figured
there have been tens of thousands of openings at that place
and there's been logs
easily.
and debris and bushes and dead whales and all
but
this
there
stuff.
was nothing stuck in the gears. There wasn't anything stuck or anything that
there was no like wood pulp from whatever the thing got.
They didn't
up
find
in the
anything.
Gear.
No, they didn't find.
There was no
anything.
air in the clogged drain or something.
Swimming Yeti.
Yeah, there were no ancient aliens submersibles going through there. No new something from Bangor that they didn't want us to know about coming out through the water.
Is it possible? I mean, here's a question for you. You know more about this than I would because you're a bridge expert.
I don't know about that.
And people know this about him and they talk about it and they love it. Chris is a bridge expert. He's also an animal husbandry. You're a man of many talents.
Yeah, I'm really a Renaissance man, Jesuit educated, by the way.
Jesuit educated,
wonderful, yeah.
Renaissance man. So here's my question about this bridge. Is it manually operated? Is there somebody in that thing? Because I've driven by it many times. It's not Tacoma, by the way. This is up north.
When you went north, yeah.
This is the one that opens.
This is the one, and it has two. Two areas in it where somebody could go in there, and it looks like there's somebody.
It's a pretty funky. I mean, it's really weird. Weird.
It looks cool.
It's a really amazing device.
Yeah.
This bridge.
Is there somebody manually going in and out and functioning?
That's my understanding. Yes.
Okay, I know what happened. This is a theory. It's a working theory, but I think it's much more likely than just random debris. Somebody fell asleep. It takes forever. Have you ever been at those bridges when it opens? Have you ever been on the hook canal when it opens? I was there one time with my family. Thankfully, it was a beautiful sunny day. I've got caught on it a number of times, but I was on it one time, beautiful sunny day, and it opens up and the submarine goes through. That's the coolest thing in the world.
It is pretty amazing.
I was thankful that it opened on that time. Usually I'm pretty upset, but when you see a submarine, you're just like astounded. It's so cool to see. But the bridge is open for a good long time. And you're actually asking yourself, you're like, why do they need to open it so far in advance of the submarine, way down the way, or I guess way up the waterway? And so the submarine comes through, and then it takes forever for the bridge to close again, and they wait a long time. And I'm thinking, somebody just fell asleep on the job. That to me is a much more likely scenario. And I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying they should lose their job. People get tired at work. Lord knows it happens here. But all I'm saying is, I think it's a much more likely scenario that somebody just like got distracted.
Operator error.
Had a little nappy poo and fell asleep. And then they suddenly and then they wake up and they're, oh man, my phone was on silent. I forgot the bridge was open. Don't you guys agree that that's just as likely as debris?
Oh, distracted by their phone?
Not
they were scrolling. They were scrolling and scrolling and oh geez.
Well, it's an endless scroll. You know these things.
Now,
I suppose it could be, but don't you think it's possible?
As most people will tell you, I'm in DOT's pocket. You know, they pay me. So that's why I say what a great job they do on everything. So just, I wanted to preface this comment with that.
You are hiding the facts pretty well today.
Yeah, devil's advocate here on that would be very seldomly do you hear engineers admit that they don't know something. So I think it's much more risky for them to say, we're engineers and we're not smart enough to figure this out, as opposed to saying, yeah, we're engineers. We figured out Joe fell asleep. I would say Joe fell asleep before I was an engineer say I couldn't do the math and figure it out.
No, it looks – well, let's let Spike vote on this because he hasn't voiced his thoughts on this yet. I think it's much worse of a look. And again, this is just a working theory, but my spidey senses are tingling. When they say it's debris that they just are imagining might be there, something about that seems off to me. I'm thinking it's much more embarrassing for them to say, listen, guys, somebody fell asleep on the job. Even though I'd rather just hear that. Like, we're forgiving people. We're gracious people. We say, hey, everybody does it. We understand. Also, you're just sitting there, just watching.
Right,
and you're watching
right.
the water. It's like a beautiful atmosphere. I'd fall asleep.
It is tranquil.
It's very tranquil. You're totally right. So, Spike, which is more embarrassing? We can't find it, and it might be mysterious debris, or after thousands of openings and closings successfully, and this first time it's ever happened, or somebody fell asleep on the job. What's more embarrassing for them to admit?
I could see it if it were just like a 30, 40-minute delay. Someone fell asleep, but did he wake up when the tugboat hit the bridge to move it closed? That would
people
woke
throwing
up.
rocks at it. Hey, wake up in there.
I'm on the website, and the chief in charge of bridge open and closure is a man named Jeff Debris. Do you think that might be the issue?
It was debris.
It was they suspect debris.
It was Jeff Debris, of course.
He's on
paid debris.
paid administrative leave right now. While they do further investigation, right?
That's a really good one.
Jeff Debris, you know him. Sleepy old Jeff Debris.
Sleepy old Jeff Debris.
Yeah,
Narcolepsy.
they've got a history of narcolepsy in
right,
their
he's got
family.
administrative leave.
That feels like a banjo country song if I've ever heard one. Sleepy old Jeff Debris.
Well, that's possible, but I'm just the messenger for the DOT. That they say they don't know.
Spike, you bring up a good point. The fact that they brought in a tugboat, they're really selling that. If it is a lie.
They're all in.
They're really selling the debris angle.
Yeah.
They're like, listen, we can't admit that Jeff Debris fell asleep.
Right.
So let's say that it's like a piece of wood or a bush.
Sure. Right.
That got caught up in this thing. And do we have a tugboat nearby? We just ram it against this multi-ton bridge a few times. And that's
bang on it. Just bang on it.
Yeah.
That's what the engineers suggested. Bang on it with something heavy.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Does that really seem like an engineering thing to do? Let's just go and hit it a few times.
Well, if you want me to, I will go back to the DOT and see if Jeff Debris works
specifically.
at the
reach out to Nico Obstruction. I think is the other guy you want to reach out to. Could be a worthwhile lead.
Is his brother Bowell?
I don't know. And we're done.
Moving on.
And scene.
Moving on. Is that a pun? Here's a question for you. Would you actually go and do this for me? Would you please call DOT and ask, is it possible that somebody just fell asleep on the job?
Of course.
Thank you.
That's what I do. I'm your conduit.
And he's happy to do it. He's a conduit and he's happy to do it. Thank you, Chris Sullivan. We appreciate it, man. You're the best. All right. We got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages next. Those are going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great stuff we talked about today. Stick around for that. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
The G and Ursula Show, weekdays 9 to noon.
Pike Place Market is going to be car-free for the most part anyway, as part of a pilot project.
This could be a fantastic opportunity for Pike Place Market.
Mayor Bruce Harrell said that he wants to make the market one of the greatest pedestrian experiences in the country.
It's just thoughtful, right? It's thoughtful to think about all of the people that would come down there.
Watch the G and Ursula Show live on YouTube, weekdays 9 to noon.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. You working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He sold a ton of unique properties and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
Unleash your best self with a hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub, featuring the Freshwater IQ Salt System, healthy saltwater soaks, and a tub that tests your water. Save up to $3,800. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The first day of the conclave of cardinals at the Vatican fails to produce a new pope. CBS's Bradley Blackburn is at the Vatican.
With black smoke after the first ballot, cardinals will resume voting tomorrow. They will vote 4 times a day moving forward until they reach a 2/3 majority needed to elect the next pope. But according to rules, after 3 full days of voting, they would take a break to commune and pray before resuming the process on Monday. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, the Vatican.
Federal Reserve keeps its key interest rate unchanged. Chairman Jerome Powell says they still need more information on tariffs and their impact on the overall economy.
We're well positioned to wait for greater clarity before considering any adjustments to our policy stance.
Benchmark rate holds steady at 4.3%. Today is the day TSA begins enforcing Real ID. This man telling KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey he is more than ready.
Got my passport. Got my merchant marine ID, all that stuff. So
you're really prepared. You got a bunch of IDs, whatever they want.
Whatever they want. Yeah, they can take my thumbprint, fingernails, whatever they want.
If you are not Real ID ready, you can still fly, but expect extra scrutiny by TSA. A complete inspection of the Hood Canal Bridge leaves engineers with a mystery. WashDOT's Doug Adamson says engineers do not have a definitive answer yet as to why the bridge could not close on Monday afternoon.
There could have been a piece of debris which initially stopped one half of the bridge from moving. And then it could have come loose when a tugboat came out and pulled the bridge shut.
That is just a theory. There is no evidence that happened. Adamson says the bridge has opened and closed without any issues since. Seahawks shore up its D-line today by re-signing defensive end Jonathan Hankins.
And Big Hank, all 300 and blah, blah, blah pounds of him, picks that ball off.
It is the big guy's 13th season in the NFL. Coach Mike McDonald says he's excited to get the veteran back this year. Now to the Beacon Plumbing traffic desk at 2:33. This report brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. New incident on I-5 southbound just north of Mercer Street. A disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. Starting to see the backup grow on the Ship Canal Bridge and backups approaching the U District as well. Other than that, just starting to see the volume slow you down a bit on 405 southbound from Bellevue to Renton. It is slow going out of downtown. As you reach I-90, it gets a little thick. Same for 405 there at the interchange. Looking at about a 31-minute drive now from Bellevue to Renton. Seattle to Everett, about a 15-minute drive. Same for Bellevue to Everett. Right now, Tacoma to Olympia looking very nice, wide open. Just some minor slowdowns through JBLM. Lake bridges are wide open as well. And this report again brought to you by Beacon Plumbing for all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are cloudy today, just some light scattered showers at times. Partly cloudy tomorrow, mostly dry with highs in the low 60s. Right now, 63 and cloudy in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO Newsradio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We get a lot of text messages every day. We get a lot of messages on the chat line on the Jake and Spike YouTube page, which is live right now. You should check it out. Watch videos that we're watching in the studio, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube Live, which is a lot of fun. All right, a lot of stuff to chat about. Laura, why don't you fire away on the text line?
On the conclave vote, Jim in the 360 says if it was Pope Donald, it would be orange smoke.
You're right. It would. We were joking earlier that if they should do a red, white, and blue smoke, because they can choose the color.
Yeah.
People know that. Go for it, Spike.
On Spike forgetting his phone, Clifton Woodville says, how do you forget your phone? How else do you browse while driving?
Please don't browse while driving, folks.
It's a joke.
I got caught literally just attaching my phone to my vehicle so that I could use...
You're Bluetoothing, yeah.
Well, no, I was plugging in the...
Oh, you had a wire plug-in?
The wire plug-in,
yeah.
So I could charge my phone, but I was also on the main... I have a screen there where I can do it on the screen. And a cop sees me on I-5, and I get pulled over, and he says, you have a device, and I got a ticket for a device in hand, which is a traffic infraction.
Yep.
Update to the story, because I was complaining about this on the day. I'm not fighting it in court. I'm doing like a mitigate. They call it a mitigation. What is it called?
Mediation.
A mediation.
Yeah, I think so.
I selected the thing where I can go and I throw myself on the mercy of the court. Yeah. And I'm setting this up, and I'm not trying to taint the jury pool. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I am trying to do is get the word out that I'm willing to talk about what I learned, and I'm hoping they lessen the charge. I want them to lessen the charge, so it's not a traffic infraction. And then I'm going to become like an apostle.
Yeah. You bet. Oh, you go.
Of not driving with your phone,
Good work.
which I didn't do. I wasn't really driving. I was just plugging it in. He caught me in a moment that he could have let me go.
And didn't he tell you the problem was it was in your hand, and if you had a dashboard mount,
that's the worst.
You can play on your phone all you want as long as you're not holding it in your hand.
Yeah. I said exactly what you just said. So if it's on the dashboard, it's fine. He goes, yep, which I don't get, but whatever. All right, on Scream options, Don and Lacey says, use the one from Taken musical song yesterday. That was a good one. You're right. I like that one. And I think that's probably going to find its way into the Friday favorites.
And Jesus and Ken says, what about the recent women astronauts screaming when they were coming back to Earth?
No, I never want to hear that again. Thanks for offering, but no. Okay.
Thanks, Jesus.
Yeah.
We'll pass.
Yeah. On our local fugitive, Benny the tugboat expert says, when I was a kid, I thought David Jansen in The Fugitive was so cool that I would buy candy cigarettes and pretend that I was him. He always smoked in the show. And the last episode was quite a big deal. He finally caught the one-armed man. Do you guys remember? You guys are way too young for candy.
Is that a real thing?
Oh God, yeah.
Because I remember in the
I used to
movie,
blow through a pack of them a day.
in the movie though, but he's chasing a one-armed man.
Yeah.
That was from a
That was
TV
from a
show?
Yes.
I've never actually
David
seen
Jansen,
a TV show.
Fugitive.
Do you guys remember?
Bring back candy cigarettes, by the way.
You can remember candy cigarettes?
You bet, of course.
Weren't those cool?
You could blow smoke and it would.
Yeah,
one
it was
time,
a real
the white powder would come out of it and be blow smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the first time though.
I don't know what it was, but every kid every kid loves candy cigarettes.
Oh, get them young. That was their idea. Get them young, get them hooked for life.
Crazy world. All right, CH in the 206 says not allowed to be shackled in SeaTac, not safety if there's an emergency. Okay, so he claims that you couldn't be shackled.
There you go.
The news story says he was shackled, but I tend to believe CH in 206.
Look at that video.
Eric's text is funny. Did the fugitive have cash to get on the light rail?
Good question.
Like they check.
Yeah, they don't check.
Come on.
They do not check.
On choosing between hair or a six-pack, BNP All Up says, neither. I have a six-pack and a full head of hair. I got dumped for a bald 56-year-old. You know what he has? A lot more money than me.
A wallet. Option C, a fat wallet.
That's the third option.
Yeah. Clifton Wibble says, seasoned ladies don't give a wits about a six-pack. I'm taking the hair.
There you go. Cindy in Kent sounds like she's seen some of life. She says warm, breathing, and working. That's all she needs. You know.
Oh, Cindy.
Yeah. Working and breathing, and that covers a lot of sin. It's good for her.
A job is good. A job is good.
Yeah.
On the UW protest, 253 says kick all of those quote-unquote students out of UW and follow through on charges with stiff penalties.
Yeah, if you're lighting stuff on fire.
Yeah,
I'm
in agreement there.
425, I hope the UW will hold issuing a degree or any credits to the students who caused this damage until repayment's made. That's interesting because they've already invested probably some money into the school with tuition.
Yeah.
So don't let them graduate until this stuff is paid for. I think that's a great idea.
It is. John in Shoreline says, destroying property, etc. Yes, we all agree that kind of thing is wrong. It's not the way to further the cause. It's making more of a mess. However, we are absolutely missing the point and should be asking why this undying support of Israel military is so expensive for U.S. taxpayers. Well, that's a question for your local elected representatives.
Let's see.
That's a fair one.
We got corrections from Dinah and Everett and Braden in Snohomish. It's called Gugon.
Gugon. Okay.
It's not called.
Not
Goof
Goof-Off.
Goof-Off?
I think there's also a brand. I'll look it up.
Goof-Off sounds like a joke version of Gugon.
Okay.
Because you're goofing off.
That's the discount, yeah.
Yeah.
Figures. My dollar
Goof-Off.
store never works right anyway.
It's called Gugon, and he says it's not expensive, which I now know because it's just WD-40, basically.
Okay, Goof-Off's a concrete cleaner. That's why I knew it. Gets oil stains.
I have Goof-Off.
Yep. Oil stains off of driveways.
Paint.
That's right.
God,
There you go.
paint is a pain in the rear.
There you go.
Get off of
Gugon.
And on Spike taking the repair job, 253 says, I own a construction company. Spike, get me a bid and I'll cut you in.
There you
Guarantee
go, buddy.
I can do it for less than $1 million.
Right?
Bingo.
I'm not the only one thinking it.
Yep. Let's see here. On the slow creep of expanding speed cameras, Seattle City Council is voting right now to expand their speed zone cameras in schools. More than doubling what they currently have, and then also extending not only on school zones, but also neighborhoods surrounding school
Adjacent
zones.
schools, yeah. Adjacent streets, I should say, yeah.
Yeah. 425 says, Spike, you're opening the door for Big Daddy putting cameras everywhere in our lives. Jake's right on this one. This will not stop. They will not stop sending us tickets. I'm telling you, if you agree on this one, every street will be taxed. That's the fear. That is the fear. It's a good way for them to make money.
Your predictions for Trump's big surprise. B and Pop says 51st state.
I don't know if Canada would agree to that.
The new prime minister's takedown was pretty good. I talked to the owners. It's not for sale.
There you go.
That's sweet.
John in Shoreline says they're going to make the MAGA hats in Canada now. They got to make them somewhere.
Cutting China out. I like it. I like
Got to
it.
make them somewhere.
And Jerry in the 206 says, soon to be Sound Transit Tunnel to West Seattle. That's my dream.
Okay.
We'll see.
Now on to the big issue of the day.
On the mystery malfunction of the Hood Canal Bridge. Nuzzy in Port Orchard says, you think the bridge could be user error? Perhaps the operator was new and didn't want to admit he couldn't figure out how to close it again. Yeah, I think operator error is just as likely as magical debris.
We hit it yesterday. Why there's confusion. When the bridge is open, the road is closed. When the bridge is closed, the road is open. I can see how a new guy could get confused.
Yeah.
Texas Freight says the bridge. In my line of work, it's always one wire. One wire goes.
Just shorten out or something?
Shorten out somewhere.
Probably.
360 says, wait, why even bother opening the bridge for a submarine when it can just dive under it?
It's a great question.
I hadn't thought of that.
I've often thought about that myself, and I think there must be some risk in it hitting the tower of the submarine.
Interesting.
So it needs to be safe.
Operating of submarines at sea at surface level is a lot less expensive, I believe, than operating them.
Also, I don't know
submerged,
I don't know the depth. I don't know the depth.
The
of
depth
that
they have to
area.
go to. Oh, you go. Yeah.
So they
that's a
may
good
not
point.
be able to dive under the bridge. I have no idea.
Plus,
All
people love seeing it. It's just great.
They do love to see it. Yeah, it's cool. It's patriotic. People love submarines.
Yes.
The last one here before we take a quick break. Bernie in Squim says, Jake, you need some coast-to-coast music underneath your conspiracy theories. He's absolutely right. That would make it better. All right. We got a lot more coming up. We're going to have our quick retrospective of the day and what we've learned today on the show. Coming up next. We'll be right back.
She's local.
I grew up in Olympia.
She's experienced.
I've been very lucky to be in Seattle for 23 years.
Now, Manda Factor is home on KIRO News Radio.
This is where I want to be. It's where I've always wanted to be.
Experience matters. Experience for yourself. Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor. Every morning 6 to 9 on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Nearly everyone wants to grow old in their own home. Yet, according to research conducted by Stanford University, 70% of Americans will not achieve this goal, despite having done a lot of retirement planning. Now, why does this happen? Hi, I'm Rajiv Nagaich, an elder law attorney who's been studying this phenomena for the last 20 plus years. The problem isn't the planning that you do. The problem is what you haven't been told. That's why retirement becomes a nightmare. Now, if you're wondering what you haven't been told, come to one of my retirement seminars this month. I'll shine the spotlight in all the dark corners so you can retire with confidence.
Join the free seminar in Federal Way on May 13th, Tacoma on May 15th, or Bellevue on May 17th. Register at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com. Or call 253-838-3454.
It's time to break up with bad contractors. You know the ones. They ghost your calls, cancel on you, and leave a mess behind. Ready to settle down? Swipe right on Valentine Roofing. Our team delivers seamless communication, maintains meticulous job sites, and we stand by our work with a lifetime warranty. Valentine Roofing offers an upfront and honest approach to roofing. So, say goodbye to bad contractor relationships and hello to Valentine Roofing. Schedule your free estimate today by calling us at 206 Roofing.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Time is running out to save during our preseason AC sale happening now at Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Don't miss your chance to save 10% on a new air conditioner, heat pump, or ductless system to keep your home cool all summer long. Join thousands of satisfied customers and put your trust in the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest year after year. Hurry and call Bob's for your free AC estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Cold leaking in, rocks are moving in, mold is creeping in, water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Safety first comes with available financing at Bucky's Complete Auto. For oil changes, brakes, tune-ups, wiper blades, and factory maintenance, check the Bucky's near you at Bucky's.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin. Tell us about Nourishing Champions.
We know the benefits for young people in sports, but we often don't think about the barriers. And one of those barriers is having proper nutrition. So Nourishing Champions, in partnership with Champions of Change and Safeway, is an effort to address those barriers so that our student athletes have what they need to excel both on the field and in the classroom.
High schools can apply for grants up to $25,000 from Nourishing Champions. Learn more at championsofchangefoundation.org/Nourishing Champions.
Welcome back to the show. Listen, we decided to start doing this thing where we do text messages a little bit earlier, but then we take the last segment of the day, slow things down a little bit. We get a chance to look back at the show, a little retrospective. We get to say our goodbyes to you, kind of frame how the day went.
There you go.
I think it was a great show. We did something for the first time today, which I'm very excited about. We're able to play video as we're talking, and the audience can watch it with us in real time if you're on the YouTube live page, which is a big step forward for us, and we're very excited. Apparently, it involves a lot of hands, a lot of people, but we're going to get that worked out so we can do it simply, so we can enjoy things with you guys. If you're on the YouTube page, do us a favor and subscribe to it. It's just a little button. You just need to hit it right there, which is just fun to do also. You can also hit the thumbs up button. We like that. If you feel like hitting the thumbs down button, go to somebody else's YouTube page.
We can handle criticism.
I'm happy for criticism.
Yeah. It's constructive criticism.
I don't want it. All right. We were just a little bit ago. We were talking about the Hood Canal Bridge and the excuse the DOT gave, which was a mystery piece of debris.
They suspect it was debris. They can find no mechanism that is flawed. They can find no reason why.
It's a perfect working order.
And in numerous trials afterward, it opened and closed every time.
Mm-hmm. Which doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't
Obviously, we're not getting the answers.
Hard to know what the answer is.
But somebody asked, they said, why don't the submarines just go underneath? In the text line, they said, why doesn't submarines just go under the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody posted on the YouTube chat page to say, well, the bridge is anchored with steel cables, so they can't go too deep under the bridge. Or I guess there's just like a very specific passage in between.
Right. There's huge anchors that weigh thousands of tons.
Yeah.
That hold those pontoons in place against the current and winds.
So the bridge
and all
doesn't
things.
float away.
Right.
It's a big breezy area.
And the fact that, I think Laura said, submarines, when they submerge, you have to have so much clearance.
Yep.
And it's just a much easier, safer process to open that bridge up and let the submarine pass at surface level.
Absolutely. And that was from Ron. So, Ron, thank you so much for getting us that on the chat page. And then we also have a correction from somebody else, Laura, about goof off. Is that right?
Goof off versus goo gone. Who was it? Someone sent me a picture
Because we didn't think the goof off was a real thing.
No,
but we decided
I came up. That's the name I came up off the top of my head for what I thought we were talking about, and I was wrong. It was goop gone.
Goo gone.
Goo gone. Like goo, be gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
David in the 206 sent me a lovely picture of Goof Off, both the gunk and adhesive remover gel version and a power cleaner and Goo Gone. So they all exist. They all exist in one image. Everyone's right.
So they're real things. So we're all
one's
right.
wrong.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
That very rarely happens that everybody wins like this.
We did all win.
Yeah. You know what I learned today, though? I gotta call this out. What I learned every day we learn something. We hope to learn something from the show. Laura's the most important person in the show. That's what I learned today.
Yeah.
I'm serious. When we brought you the video on the YouTube Live channel, how many things Laura had? Laura first off started her day early with a tutorial from engineering.
Yeah.
On how to pull this off. How many moving parts had to be perfectly synchronized to do this.
There was a lot.
Keep talking about how great I am.
And you did it.
This is amazing.
So that people could hear that lady rapping about.
But also watch her, which was a huge part of the video.
Yeah.
She's got like all these different backgrounds of downtown Redmond, and she's on the light rail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. And it sounded like this. Oh, if I had my audio up. And it sounded like this.
It's a clear spring day to eat, drink, and shop. Link line 2, checking out the new stock.
That's enough for me.
What we learned was leave rap to the experts.
Yeah, leave rap to the experts. This lady should not be rapping. Leave rap to the experts.
That was my thought on that. Couldn't she have gotten a local rapper, someone who actually does this?
What's Macklemore doing these days?
Yeah, what's Macklemore? I haven't heard from him in a minute.
Yeah, let's check.
Mix is
in
still
a
living
minute.
in town.
Look at her with the
right?
lingo.
Yeah.
In a minute.
Right?
It's been a minute. I like that. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show today. We hope and we strive every single day to bring you a fun, entertaining show. Also, we hope you feel uplifted by the show. We hope you walk away from the show feeling like it was time well spent. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just learned that we're idiots sometimes. We make mistakes, and that's okay.
Maybe it was a nice, relaxing, safe harbor from the trying news, the anxious news of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, hopefully you just come here and have some fun.
You had a good time.
That's our job. You just come here, you have a fun, bing, bang, boom, you're having a good time, and you leave with this stuck in your head.
We're on the east side. Take the light rail extension. Explore small businesses, the local dimension. R to the E-D-M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with D? R to the E to the D-M-O-N-D.
We hope you all have a great
Experience
day.
Redmond and shop
We're going to be
small
back in a minute. Not actually a minute. We'll be back tomorrow. Listen to
21
John
hours.
Curley. He's on next. You're going to enjoy it, I promise. And I hope you all have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Redmond, the perfect destination. R to the E-D-M-O-N-D. Won't you spend like it matters with B? R to the E to the D-M-O-N-D. Experience
The John Curley Show.
When I was shooting at a squirrel, I was like 10 years old. I traded out. It was a high-8 film that got confused with my mom and dad's high-8 films from Singapore. And it had a woman undressing, so it was like a nudie film. I didn't even think like I was going to miss. And it went right past the squirrel. Yeah. And it hit my neighbor's a great big picture window. He got me dead to rights.
John Curley, weekdays 3 to 7 on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer premium windows that are 25% more energy efficient, reduce noise by 50%, and come with clean glass technology. And Leak Armor Installation gives you a lifetime warranty to protect your home. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Lake Washington Windows and Doors makes it easy to enjoy new windows with clean glass technology now and defer paying for them until 2026 with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
full details and disclaimer.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See with the full details and disclaimer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded